Previously on the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
You know, as hot as it's getting, because obviously the cooling system's broken. So it gets to be like 3 laps left, and it's 270. And Tony's like, it's 270! It's 270! Oh, my God! You mother effers! I cannot believe! You son of a... Like, he's just going absolutely insane. And Zippy goes, Tony, I'm turning my radio off now. I'll see you. I'll see you in Winner's Circle. And he said, Tony, when he got up to the thing, he threw his radio out the car. Wow.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Broadcast rights for the Bubba the Love Sponge show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
Tuesday. I like that. I'm digging that. I think maybe Macho Man imported that straight from Orlando. You still got the glow sticks going crazy. Blowing up. Macho Man's still blowing up.
No, he is.
Tuesday, November 14th, 2023. Macho Man had 2 days approved off. When he took the job, he's like, I just need 2. I'm going to be over at the Orlando EDM, Willie. I need Monday and Tuesday to recuperate from all the drugs.
I talked to him yesterday.
You actually did. And now, poor guy yesterday, when the show started, he was in there really like remoting in, and like we were like, it was touch and go whether we were going to be able to fire in time and everything. But Brett, were you familiar with the problems we were having yesterday when we signed on? And he was in there, it seemed like remotely fixing them, it looked like, kind of.
Yeah. I didn't know how to fix exactly what happened before the show started, but I do know what ended up going wrong.
Hold on. Am I talking to a politician? I don't even know what you just said. I don't know what ended up. What did you just say again? I'm so sorry.
I was not able to fix it as it was happening, but after it happened, I knew what had happened.
Oh, okay. What now? He was in there. It looked like he was in there frantically fixing it. Correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
Macho was wired in.
Yeah, he remoted in, and I saw my main next gen screen just going crazy, like dropping down some stuff that I did, like some drop, and then let me some sub drops, and then a triple sub drop from there. I was like, wow, man.
I was watching it.
I don't think this is incriminating to Macho, but he started firing stuff off because he thought yesterday was Sunday.
Oh, for real?
He told us on the phone he thought it was Sunday. That's why he was just firing stuff.
Remember, it was just going crazy. I'm like, Macho Man, please.
You're getting all pissed.
He apologized, but there was a thing
Hold
with
on,
the
Macho
next
Man. The reason why there might have been a little bit of a mix-up yesterday, Monday, November 13th, is because he felt as if it was Sunday.
Yeah, well,
It's like, man, what are all the people doing in there on the studio on Sunday? Me and Bubba runs a tight ship. Oh,
The
yeah.
hell's Lummy calling me at 5:15 on a Sunday?
Yeah, the problem was there was a problem.
Man, he
with
must have been on a full-blown bender
He lost today.
Sunday night. Yeah.
He woke up and it was Sunday. He thought it was Saturday.
It was.
So is everything, are we good?
Yeah, everything is good. He had it fixed yesterday by 7 o'clock.
What was the problem? Well, hold
It was
on.
our next gen.
It was our next gen?
Yeah, the next gen, there was a problem overnight with it going down and having like a hard reset. So it stopped for like an hour. So he just, that's why we heard the previous and the disclaimer and all that kind of stuff at like 6:30. It paused it, which was weird.
It basically queued it one spot ahead of where it actually was. So when you fired what should have been the pre-show disclaimer, I don't remember if it fired an out or if it just fired the noise that we send to stream guys. But when you went to break, the next thing that was queued up was the pre-show disclaimer, and so it started playing the preview.
This has got to be the most This got to be the most boring radio in the history of radio. When I'm getting lost, I'm whatever.
It's fixed now. It's fixed.
Are we on the air now?
Looks like
we
it.
are.
Looks like we're on Rumble, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitch, and we're on Facebook, right?
Yes.
And various other places.
Yeah, and yesterday we were still on the air everywhere after everything was good to go.
What do you mean, Lummy?
No, so it didn't Macho firing things and messing with it didn't interrupt anything.
All right, so
for
we
our
were good.
streams.
We were
Correct.
good. All
Yep.
the AM 820, Florida Man Radio.
Oh, that was good to go.
Well, I mean, what about our friend, Generator Jeff, and that one up we had? Remember we had an up?
Yes.
And
It's still an up.
Well, it's not an up if I ain't got
it's-
the guy's number yet.
Yeah, I know.
Do you think that? Now, listen, I love Generator Jeff a lot. Okay. But Generator Jeff tends to be a little bit, especially when he's been drinking, he tends to be a little bit of an embellisher. Do you think maybe that this might be an embellishment? Because, I mean, listen, sometimes we all talk out of our ass. We all do. Dan makes a living of it.
So when he drinks, his fish get bigger?
No,
he
but
puts weights in his.
When he drinks, his fish doesn't get bigger. When he drinks, he catches fish that he never even caught.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's not like I bought I have a 4-pound bass and really it's a 2-pounder. Mother effer doesn't even catch a bass,
He
and
doesn't
he
even
tells
go
you.
fishing. He doesn't even go fishing.
Yeah, he's not even. He doesn't even have the boat in the water, bitch.
He's sitting at his house telling you how he's fishing. Right
Yeah.
now.
he
So
permitted out.
Lummy, do you think that maybe Jeff's telling some some stories here?
Well, from the couple times I talked to him, I think it's real. I think he just got ahead of himself. I don't think it was, hey, let's go next week like he made it sound. I think they're going to want to maybe do it for the first of the year. But you still need to talk.
That's good because I need to get that person in touch with Macho Man so
Yes.
they know how to take the feed. And we're talking about a new affiliate potentially we might have, and that's all we're going to say. Like, we're not going to give you any other insight as to where it's at, but it's a super. It's not the biggest market in the world, but it is a super cool market.
Yeah.
Like, I think Anna and Dan and Rhett are familiar. Rhett, you're familiar, right, with the market I'm talking about?
Yes.
Anna, I don't think you know.
No, I don't. I never know.
Right, that's
So,
true. That's true.
I just live in.
And Dan, I don't think you know
darkness.
either.
I'm not sure of it, no.
Right. I'll have to tell you too privately. But there's this really super cool market that they have 100,000 watt Class C FM.
Oh,
like
yes.
this is
Maybe I do know.
This is a big stick. Like a lot of times, like our Orlando stick, it ain't that good. We don't, and AM 820 in Tampa is good. But it's AM. It's not quite as sexy as that big FM Willie like we have in Fort Walton Beach. That 1031 blowtorch that we got in Fort Walton Beach. Now that kicks ass.
Oh, yeah.
And this one's double that strength.
Wow.
Is that something we've discussed in the past?
No,
that's
I
I
coming
don't think
back
so.
around?
No,
No.
I just saw it, Anna. So you're the only one that doesn't know. And
Oh.
I
Now,
love
hold
it.
on. How do you know?
Huh?
How do you know?
I got ways.
No, don't.
Let me listen.
You might
Lena.
be. Hold on. You might be able to
Let me tell
tell
you.
I got ways to your wife and kids, but you're not going to be able to say that to me when it's involving my business. Now, if it was involving something that I didn't have any business in, then I could have to take that explanation.
We've got the vase.
So, Lummy, did you
Yeah,
pass him a note?
he just asked me to write him a note.
Did you ask permission from me as to whether you should send that note?
Oh, it's supposed to be secret to me?
Well, I mean, maybe.
Well, I
You
thought
just said it was gonna be. You were gonna tell us after the show.
All right. Well, then Dan passed the note to Anna,
Okay.
and then so she because that's the way you got it via note. Now Anna,
I feel like I'm back in grade school.
there you
I
go.
gotta get a squeak.
No, you're gonna take
Oh
that.
yeah, I did actually know about
All right,
that.
so you're gonna take that note
Thank
and
you.
crumble it up and throw it away now.
Okay,
I don't
Lummi.
want anybody knowing about that.
Gotcha.
But it was like 2 weeks ago, Lummy comes in me and is like, Generator Jeff's got this. Remember the one station? Because we talked about this like last year.
Yeah.
Because his friend owns this huge radio station. Jeff proclaims it to be his friend. And but Jeff gets drunk with everybody, and Jeff has all kinds of friends.
So it's with
Right.
Jesus.
But like I'm saying,
true.
like Jeff is a really happy drunk. So when he gets drunk, maybe he thinks that you're his friend, but afterwards, you were just being nice, small talking him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
That
4 kinds.
happens.
Don't you, Bubba? There's like pretty much 4 kinds of drunks.
No,
Let's break it down.
Well, hold on. I could agree if you break them down for me, and I can help. You can help me get through it. Okay. So what's your 4 types of drunks?
Okay, well, you just highlighted one, and that's the happy, fun drunk. They're the best drunks.
Yeah, I love drunks. Yeah,
I love those kinds of drunks.
like
Woo!
like Steve almost.
Yeah, Steve is fun with you. Drinks a little bit. I'm fun when I drink a little bit, not too much.
Well, I'm glad you're proclaiming yourself as fun.
I'm a fun drunk.
That's great.
Yeah. Then you have the quiet drunks, which is I think what Anna does.
Oh no,
She
no.
gets
No.
quiet sometimes and
Oh
just
no,
kind
No,
of.
you
that's
don't.
pilled up on
You
it,
don't.
but
You
Oh,
don't
it's
know.
filled up
You don't
on
but
know. Anna.
drunk Anna is fun.
Yeah, drunk
Much
Anna.
like you, Dan.
Drunk Anna is borderline. Kind of cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she's stiff and not really that cool. Stop, like rolling around natural. She's like like a 5 on a cool scale. But when she's drunk, like she's a 9 cool.
Oh, if you give me some drinks and then like throw on a gummy and maybe something else,
yeah.
I'll hide in a closet for like 2 hours.
Oh, you will?
Yeah, I've seen her do
Remember
that. That's what I've
at
seen. Like, she hit it.
$1.99 where I would
she
just
hit.
disappear?
Oh yeah.
She hit under the.
All right, so you got the fun.
Yeah, that was
everybody
an
wants.
alcohol.
You got the fun. Everybody wants to be around drunk, which most people are. Then you got the kabukied out. I need to go sequester myself because I'm freaking out drunk. Okay, then what's the 2 others?
And then you have the angry, aggressive drunks, which I hate.
Oh, I hate
Those
too.
are
I hate.
Just go to Philadelphia at an Eagles game. That's what they are. They're just a bunch of dicks.
Yep.
They're the fighter. They're the I want to fight drunks. Mm-hmm. And what's the 4th?
The sloppy ones. The ones that are like, I love you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a few.
I
of
can
those, too.
I can deal with a sloppy before I can deal with a mean.
Yeah.
Oh, the mean drunks are the worst.
But
Yeah.
do you ever deal with the sloppy, or do you just tell someone else to deal with them?
Well, yeah, there you go. I don't have time for sloppiness.
Yeah.
No, they're the worst.
Yeah, like
I think
I mean, even the angry
ones-
ones you can deal with. You just know how to deal with. But the sloppy ones, that you're always like
They're
trying
dead
to
weight,
clean up after them and follow them with like a
the
broom.
sloppy zombie drunk.
Yeah,
It's
they
like,
don't die. They don't go down. They won't stop.
I think
Exactly.
Scout and Big Gulp might have been that way one year during BARP, weren't they,
They
Lummy?
fell-
Yes, they were.
They both
Fell
fell
asleep in the-
Yeah, and I think they ended up puking in the green room and everything.
Oh
Nothing-
no, that was someone else actually.
Nothing against Scout and Big Gulp. I love them to death. In fact, Rat, I think your dog is named Scout. I don't know if you named it necessarily after our lesbian trucking crew.
I got the idea from Macho Man.
But-
Inspiration from them, yeah.
Right. Well, your dog's a girl and my dog's a girl, and they've been playing together almost every day. And so I think I think our dogs are lesbians.
I wouldn't
Really?
be shocked.
Yeah. They love each other. Like they play every day. When I bring Bella, when Merch Crick comes here to do merch, she puts Bella out back, and the little wiener dog and the 80% pit bull, white trash pit bull Labrador, they just play and play and play. So I think they're, I think our dogs are lesbians, which I think are cool for dogs.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
But
We're all allies
my
here.
dog's a lesbian. My dog, like Bella, couldn't have sex if she wanted because she's been fixed. So like,
You have sex, just nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
no, like let's say your dog Duke, Dan, who's
Doc.
not fixed, Doc.
Right.
There was a Duke, was there not?
Yes.
Okay.
Previous to Doc was Duke.
Okay, so thank you. So I can't keep on with your dog programs, but Doc, who is a boy, and I don't think that he's been fixed.
Nope.
So like, does he like if we left him and Bella out in a confined area, would he try to mount her?
Probably not. He's not super aggressive. It's.
Do you ever see him mounting anything?
Not really. I'm not even sure he
Sure.
knows how to use it.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it because he's older? Or?
Well, I don't think it's because he's older.
I
Because
think he
he's
hasn't been
real
exposed
virile.
to it.
He really hasn't had I don't know that he's had sex.
Yeah.
I think he's a virgin.
Your dog's a virgin.
That's a shame because he's got a flashlight too. So you'd think he'd be like all over the neighborhood.
He's got a red rocket.
Oh my God!
He's got
dude.
lipstick.
It's more than just lipstick.
Is it
It's
like the owner?
It's
do you
like
ever
a paper towel.
Do you ever have to tell him like Doc? Like if he's inside and he gets a big, he gets all of a sudden a big huge tube of lipstick, do you have to tell him like stop? Because do the kids ask what it is?
They figured it out.
They did.
Yeah, long time ago. I mean,
Yeah.
he's 12. The kids are 12 and 15.
I don't know that he's been laid. I don't know that he's been around a female dog long enough where he can mount up.
You have to get him laid before the barp.
But there probably are some aggressive
Talk
dogs.
to
Like
Caitlin.
him and Brandon the Quad will be going into the same hotel room. Yeah.
Doc's getting taken care of in the side.
Now we're getting
looks
to be-
over at Brandon. They do a little wink and a high five, but he does a high four.
We should probably stop talking about bestiality on the show.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Brent.
I like
Brent-
it.
I
And he's
thought
gonna have
Brent-
another dog.
Yeah,
no,
Brent-
this is
Brent-
gonna
It's
be
more interesting
dogs,
than
right?
Oh,
sports.
Brent's bringing one of his
Yeah,
dog.
yeah,
Okay, so
Brent's
it's
bringing a female dog.
So it's dog on dog.
Yes.
It's two shows. It's
Right.
it's humans on humans.
Right.
And then it's a dog on a dog.
Right, that's the way it's
can't-
supposed to be.
That can't be illegal in any way, shape, or
you're allowed to have
form.
room. You're allowed to have
As
sex
long as that
with a dog in the room.
As long as the girl dog, if she says no,
Right.
But I gotta think
And
that
she
almost.
says no.
I gotta think, honest to God, almost all female dogs say no. Like I don't think they want it.
No, I mean, do
They're in
they?
heat. Yeah, they want it.
I don't know. I mean, the bark is pretty discriminatory. Like, is that a yes bark or a no bark?
Don't
Oh,
you
that's a yes
wish-
bark. Okay, cool.
Don't you wish that women would get in heat? Wouldn't that be?
They do
It's
kind
called.
of subtle.
They
It's
do
ovulation.
when they ovulate. They get a little weird for a day or
weird-
two.
Yeah, we're
But-
one of the only mammals, if not, well, certainly the only primate that has concealed ovulation. So
does
a
that
lot
mean?
of times is that
Please tell me
women
what
don't
that
even know when they're ovulating.
Oh, but well, some animals, Bubba, what she's referring to is like, if a woman's ovulating, her vagina swells up and gets red, so that the whole world knows I'm ovulating.
Yeah, like even
Yeah,
chimpanzees.
hold on. I mean, like
going,
those baboons at the
Not even yes, baboons, but also chimpanzees are closest living relatives. Go into estrus, and it's very obvious when they're ovulating.
So can somebody
and the
send me a
whole-
picture of a
the
female?
whole gang, the whole tribe bangs them out.
Can you send
So
me?
no one knows who the father is.
chimpanzee. What's it called, Anna?
It's when they're in estrus.
It's what chimpanzee in estrus.
It's like
Just-
deer and estrus. It's
and
when
so-
they're ovulating.
So
Yeah,
all the
just-
women chimpanzees,
The women
all got these
chimpanzees.
inflamed vaginas. Like, is it visibly?
Yes.
Oh yeah, like they did the
Yes,
suction on
very-
it.
it's
You know what I
very
mean? Like it's all
obvious.
flopping.
And then the guy chimpanzees, it's
All
just
of them.
just a big straight black.
And no one knows who the dad is, so
Mm-hmm.
the babies are protected because they don't want to kill their own young. So
Oh.
paternity is uncertain.
So
There's a lot of baby mamas in the chimpanzee world.
So when you grow up to be a male chimpanzee,
Yeah.
and maybe the most dominant one, where you could be like beating other chimpanzees up
Right.
to get that ass, you just instinctually know that you're not supposed to beat other male chimpanzees up because they could be your son.
Or just
Well,
the
you
babies,
just don't know.
rather,
It's just
the
like
babies.
it's just like you have three people shooting someone. You don't know who really killed them, and so the
You got 47
What?
chimps
Your
that are
alpha chimp.
blasting you. You don't know.
Right,
don't know
the,
who the dad
the
is.
alpha chimp just says, okay, they're good enough. It could be mine.
But-
And the best thing is you have to pay child support.
Shut the hell up.
Jesus, Dan.
What?
God.
He's loving it, dude.
Let me
I
right
like these
back to
Dan
what we were
dad
talking about
jokes.
today. Let me
Yeah.
right back to what we were
Make
talking
me
about
laugh.
today. Dan trying too hard. All right, so Lummy, do you have an IM for me with these chimpanzees that are?
Well, if you
Uh,
as sexual as chimps are,
I thought I asked you to send me the link. Lummy.
I'll find something.
I sent you a
Bonobos are actually far more sexual
Who?
pygmy chimps. Bonobos. I think we're actually more closely related to bonobos than regular chimpanzees.
I don't even know what a bonobo is.
A bonobo is a pygmy chimp. It's like a species of chimp. But
With no tail?
they're very sexual, but not even in a sexual way. Like
How do you be sexual in a non-sexual way?
to
It's something that only you would-
pacify their young. So you'll just see a mom if the baby is freaking out, she'll just reach over and just start going to town on her kid just to calm him down.
Well, now hold on. I'm trying to get all the
I've
volumes
seen it with
turned
my
down.
own eyes.
All right, so now
That's
you're,
a gorilla.
now hold on. Now I'm trying to get all these turned down so that when I flip over, we don't have the the double delay. Yippee-yo. All right. So you're saying now, Anna, these are what? What
Those
are
are
these?
gorillas.
Well, I have
These
a
are gorillas.
bonobo.
Bonobos, yes.
And this one's
Very
about the female.
sexual
Hold on.
animals.
Let's see how the gorillas do it.
Well, they have a different mating
It's
system.
It's 6 p.m.
They have a very different
All right.
mating
So I need to
system.
get. Do I need to get rid of the gorillas?
Yeah.
Okay. Get rid of the
Because
gorillas.
that's usually one gorilla is blasting the
and
whole
who
bunch
sent
of
me?
female
Did
gorillas.
you
sent
send me
you a-
something on it, or did Lummi
I
send me
sent
something?
you a
Lummi did.
bonobo, the female alpha.
Okay. Here we
She
go.
was
Yeah,
talking
they
about.
just go to town on everybody just to calm them down, which is kind of effective.
Yeah.
The big mama's boy.
Here we go.
This male bonobo chimpanzee may look like a dominant male, but he's really just a big mama's boy.
Lummi, you and your family are very bonobo-like.
Yes.
Because it sounds like the mama puts some, like gives the dad the business. I don't know. I mean, right? Like, if
Well,
if,
Dad's
if,
probably
if,
not around.
That's because in bonobo society, the mamas hold lots of power. It's shared between males and females.
Maybe.
This alpha female is one of the group's leaders. Don't believe it? Watch how she snaps the sapling.
Man, now do
This
you
isn't really the
know
sex stuff.
how strong you have got to be, Lummi, to snap a 4-inch sapling? Watch this.
Don't believe it? Watch how she snaps the sapling.
And it didn't come up from the root. It came up like 4 or 5 inches
Like
up
she snapped it.
on the trunk, but that bitch snapped it. That could be your forearm. I swear to God, it could be.
then struts her stuff in a way that would make any...
Hold on. This is a badass bitch. She could snap a 4-inch sapling. She's got her kid riding dirty on her back, and now she's going to drag this sapling. I don't know if she's going to hit the guy over the head with it or what.
dominant male chimpanzee proud.
That's the kind of girl I want that could snap a sapling with a kid on her back and then run back to the house. Yeah.
The message is clear.
Here we go.
This babe is boss.
Lummy, this is a lot like you. This is Ashley, and you're the other dude.
Rockers on her back.
These bossy adult females form strong bonds with their offspring, especially the males. All babies are intimately cared for through the first 5 years.
Oh.
But eventually...
Now, hold on. Let's intimately... Are they insinuating that the mama Bobo...
Bobo's the babies?
Like,
yeah. I just sent you a short.
Intimately takes care of her son?
I'm telling you, they do that to just calm each other down.
Young female bonobo.
So when your son's acted up, man, you don't just, blast him in the face and tell him to sit in the corner.
No.
You just go give him some ass.
Yeah, well, that's not our family. So.
Must leave.
Lummy, I didn't insinuate that you had every
aspect of bonobo
won't let go of Ashley.
Bobo attribute. That there were some similarities, and one of the similarities is Mama can snap a tree and knock you over the head with it.
Here,
Okay. I didn't say that she was taking care of Walker.
Yeah.
And find another troop to accept them. The sons stay behind, and the ones with the most powerful mothers become the most privileged males. Bonobo mothers almost never discipline their young, even when they steal food right out of mom's mouth.
I sent you a short that kind of sums it up.
The whole bonobo.
Yeah, you may not want to play this on the...
Why?
No, I mean broadcast it. I don't know how the rules on bonobo sex are.
Intelligent and loving.
Oh yeah.
Discover the world of bonobo.
Yeah, let's.
See, there's a baby just trying to.
Tombstone. Intelligent and loving. Discover the world of bonobos. Bonobos are known for their incredible intelligence.
By the way, Rat, do not show this, but it just shows bonobos hanging out, blasting each other. There's just one little bonobo. He was like a 44-pounder. He was blasting like a 200-pounder.
His mom.
Yeah, his mom. He was blasting his mom.
I told you.
He was like a 40-pounder, and she was like a 210, and he's on top of her just going crazy.
Share over 98% of their DNA with humans, making them one of our closest living relatives. Unlike their close cousins, the chimpanzees, bonobos have a unique social structure that promotes harmony and resolves conflicts through affectionate behaviors, such as hugging and sexual activity. Bonobos are highly skilled problem solvers.
Wow.
They can use tools like sticks to retrieve food, crack open nuts, or even create makeshift shelters. Females play a dominant role in bonobo communities, forming strong social bonds and having a significant influence on group dynamics. Bonobo
Group dynamics, which I think means blasting your children.
bonobos are great lovers. They engage in sexual behaviors not just for reproduction, but also for social bonding
Look at this little guy. Look at this little guy.
Going crazy.
and conflict resolution. It's their unique way of maintaining peace within their community. Intelligent.
Man,
So.
I was not familiar with that.
Yeah, I was shocked when I first learned about that as well.
Wow, bonobos.
It's like, God
Who would have known?
damn.
Huh?
Yeah.
The secret to peace on earth.
Now, Dan, under what the wild west of ketamine use for pain and depression sparks expert fears after patients report horrific experiences? Dan, I didn't even know that ketamine was prescribable.
It is. It's often used for depression, and it can be used for other things.
Do they have
also
a
use-
pill form, or
It's usually injection.
Oh.
They snow kids with it when you're trying to suture them in the ER. They'll give a big wad of ketamine, and then they're like you pass out for an hour or two. But
like is it intermuscular or
yeah, they'll give usually intermuscular.
All right, so it doesn't even have to be intravenous.
No.
And so they're
The problem is you can have horrible dreams, which is why you don't like giving it to adults. Kids don't have those dreams on them.
really. I actually had an interesting kind of somewhat horrible dream.
Like a 3D dream, like a real vivid one.
Pretty vivid. I got up like around 1 o'clock to pee, and I was like, "Whoa, maybe my dream. Maybe now that I'm up to pee, that when I go back to sleep for the 2.5 additional hours I got, I hope I don't pick up the dream, and I hope this dream's over now."
And you remember it?
Kind of.
What happened?
I don't want to get into it. It's pretty bad.
Really?
Have you ever had a lucid dream?
What's that mean?
Like where you know you're dreaming, but you're
Yeah.
dreaming.
You can play in the dream, like try to fly.
I've never really had I think a true lucid dream before.
Well, you didn't explain to me what you said. You're in a dream, but you're like, what's a lucid dream?
Like you are aware that you're having a dream while you're dreaming. Like you know it's not real.
No, I don't even know. I think all dreams aren't real, aren't they?
Oh, jeez.
Yes, but sometimes you think it's real. Just never pee in a dream.
Oh, I've peed in a dream many a times.
Yeah, it doesn't work out well.
No, fairly recently I peed in a dream. I woke up and I was like, "Oh my god, I got to change the sheets, the mattress pad, the whole 9 yards." Because I just was in this dream, just peeing. Like, oh, this is really a good pee. Then I woke up. I was like,
and you've been peeing and peeing.
and I was like, "Oh my god, I peed in the dream. I peed in my dream." So, but Dan, patients are reporting horrific experiences after receiving the drug used commonly to treat pain and depression. Ketamine is a cheap drug which is administered by doctors and nurses regardless of their level of training. A study conducted by the experts of Duke revealed that more than a third of 300 patients analyzed suffered hallucinations and disturbances.
Yes. The vivid type scary dreams.
So, but
that's why we do it to kids, not adults.
Here's what I understand. I don't understand under any situation that you would prescribe ketamine. Like, isn't ketamine a real bad, very powerful?
No, that Maya, remember? Take Care of Maya.
She was using ketamine.
They were using ketamine to treat her
complex
weird
neurology.
chronic illness.
But Dan, does it really do is it just fuzzes you out so you don't care, so you're not as freaky and not as depressed because you're not as coherent and you're does it kind of just zombie you out? Is it really not fixing the problem? Is it just simply masking the problem?
I mean, there's been studies that showed that ecstasy, MDMA, helps with depression, and so having it in your body every now and then helps when you're even not under the influence of it. And so there's an argument that, just like electroconvulsive therapy for people with depression, you get shocked and then all of a sudden for a few weeks you feel better.
Or ayahuasca. A lot of people do that and they'll have these really intense traumatic trips, but they come out of it like, in a sense, figuring it out, working it out, working through it instead of just trying to mask it and suppress it all the time.
And then leaving the Packers.
Huh?
Yeah.
And then leaving the Packers.
Yeah.
What?
Aaron Rodgers. He did ayahuasca.
Right.
He did ayahuasca in his darkness retreat.
Ayahuasca. General manager should have done ayahuasca. Anyway, they're saying now that the drug has been sent in the mail and online prescribing rules have loosened during the COVID pandemic. So you're saying that you can order this stuff online? Ketamine?
Probably.
Doctors fork out $100 for a small container of the drug and charge $500 to $1,500 for every infusion.
It's not hard to find, Bubby. You can find it at a festival in 5 seconds.
But injectable?
No, like a. How did I take it?
I can get it.
Like it was like a weird
Well, Dan, of course,
Pez
you can get it from your supplier just being a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
You have all types of applications for it to make somebody fuzzy while you were doing a procedure, right? Like, that you didn't want to put them anesthesiologists under, but you just wanted to put them under enough so that when you're sewing up his forehead, like Lummy might have been a prime candidate for some ketamine when, you just used.
Lummy's son would be a prime candidate for ketamine because he's a kid and he's strong. And so trying to fight him and suture him at the same time would be very unsuccessful since he'd probably kick my ass. So I think, taking him and instead of wrapping him up in the mummy thing so he can't move and he screams the whole time, you give him a shot of ketamine and all of a sudden he's very compliant. Which is why it's dangerous amongst, in singles because you give a chick ketamine and all of a sudden, the next day she's, all bored out and didn't know what happened.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, what part about that? It's confusing.
I don't think you should ever give a chick ketamine.
That's what I'm saying. That's the problem.
Again,
If you give recreational ketamine or make access to recreational ketamine, you're gonna have girls getting raped.
And what's the difference between propofol and ketamine? Because
propofol is very hard to titrate. It's IV only, and it will snow you, but it's very temporary. It only lasts for a little bit. You have to keep giving it. You have to keep dosing it or titrating it.
So when Michael Jackson was on propofol and Dr. Conrad, he actually, in order to be on propofol, in order to keep yourself really into a deep sleep, which Michael Jackson, all the skeletons he had in his closet. I mean, usually like Ambien and a few little pills can get the average guy to sleep, but I guess when you're Michael Jackson and you got so many things going on in your brain, you can't shut your brain down.
Songs are in his head. You know, I think that's a problem with all performers, that when the problems they have with sleeping is they just keep hearing their songs over and over in their head.
That's how Billy Joel came up with Piano Man. He like woke up and he dreamed about it.
I don't have any songs to go over, but I do run things through my head. I can't. It's tough for me to shut it down.
So ketamine is one of those things.
I need some ketamine immediately.
You give a shot of ketamine, but you do a drip.
Maybe I'm gonna go from. Maybe I'll go from Ambien to. Hey, Merch Crick. I'm going from Ambien to ketamine. You got to shoot me up on my ass.
I've also seen it. No more details explained, but I've also seen it where it's like in a weird Pez dispenser, and you can take it through your nose, like just a little.
Like you're doing a bump?
Yeah, but it's like in a weird sort of do you know what I'm talking about, Dan?
Fentanyl.
I got it. It's fentanyl. I got it from a pediatrician.
I think you're doing Narcan.
No. It was ketamine.
Mexican fentanyl.
Yeah.
So ketamine is, I guess being highly abused and available online. People are gonna. Do people die from it because they take too much?
You can go in a K-hole. I've seen that, and that is frightening.
Now hold on. So explain to me what a K-hole is. And a K-hole is like, okay, you're at this EDM club, music festival, and you're just tripping balls. You got an opportunity to do some ketamine. You do ketamine, but you just maybe did a little too much.
You're like in a bad dream that you can't get out of.
Like being in a Xanny hole where you just the next day you're just.
I think it's much worse than that.
GHB hole.
So what's is a K-hole? Are you conscious during a K-hole?
Yeah, you're very conscious.
You
Unfortunately,
are,
the first time
for real, like your eyes are open and your mouth is breathing.
Yes, and like they're screaming because they're in a bad nightmare that they can't get out of. That they go into like mad tunnel vision, and they have like maybe one speck of light that they can see, and they just feel like they're in hell. And the first time I saw someone,
you mean like the way Ramina rolls? Like she's always in hell.
Maybe
screaming nonstop.
I'm not going to speak for Romina.
All right, so continue on. So they're just screaming, going crazy.
The first time I saw someone in a K-hole was the first time that I tried LSD, and I thought that guy was on what I in a bad dream.
Yeah.
I thought that guy was on what I took, and I had never taken acid before, so I started freaking out because I thought that was about to happen to me.
But you weren't on that.
Then it explained to me that he was on a completely different substance than I was on, and then I was able to kind of relax.
But was he K-holing?
Yeah, but I like left where he was completely. Like it was just a group of people, and we were in a house, and I just went downstairs the whole time. I'm like, I don't want to see that guy. He's giving me bad juju vibes. Get him away from me.
You said juju?
Yeah.
Yeah, she can say that, Dan. You can't.
Not like Jew.
Like juju beans?
Juju,
no.
Yeah.
If Dan, you were to say those two words together, make sure you use beans thereafter,
and don't
so
say
we get in
dirty.
trouble. Right.
But yeah, so.
And don't say dirty. Yeah. Dirty juju beans.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could say dirty juju beans.
You dropped them on the ground.
It got
if you
so
got
bad.
your juju beans dirty, they'd be hence juju beans, dirty juju beans.
And it got so bad that
him?
For him, that he had to be restrained. Like he was a
like
danger
straight
to
jacket
himself.
Willie?
Yes. Not with a straight jacket, but like a couple guys jumped on him and were holding him down.
That's always fun.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Two strangers holding you down, Bubba. That helps your trip.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he was about to hurt himself.
I'll get up and go get my gun and shoot you when I finally, if you held me down.
Well, that happens in ayahuasca all the time where people are having bad trips. They're working through something. They literally will take them outside and tie them to a tree. And they just have to work through it because otherwise they're going to hurt themselves or someone else.
I'd be like, hold on, buddy. You think I'm going to work through what type of mental issues I have while you tie me to this big ass tree?
Yeah, no
you
kidding.
think that's going to help me work through these issues?
I don't even think you'd be coherent. I think you'd just be screaming the whole time.
Yeah, you don't know really what's going on. I actually was listening to Rogan talk. I was talking to Ron White about it, and Ron White was explaining that situation specifically.
Is there video of someone on a K-hole? Like, is there like a YouTube?
No, that wasn't. Again, we're talking about ayahuasca and ketamine differently, but
just
both.
someone freaking out on ketamine.
So we've been talking about a lot of different. We've been talking about K-holes. We've been talking about ayahuasca, and we've been talking about fentanyl. So you have to I
love to see that.
What, all three of them?
No, yeah. Someone with all three. That's a
I'd love
party.
to see somebody in a K-hole. I'd love to see somebody high on ayahuasca, and I'd love to see.
Tied to a tree?
I don't know that you see anybody on. I don't think I think the amphetamine is pretty much
the fentanyl.
Yeah, I think the fentanyl is like either lights out or lights off.
You see them in the funeral home because
Yeah.
they died.
Yeah. They'll just be sleeping on the sidewalk or something.
Yeah.
How
just
much?
dead.
How much fentanyl is deadly?
Too much fentanyl?
Not a lot.
Tiny amounts. That's why it's so
Yeah.
dangerous. It's
So
so
Dan,
strong.
So would it be like the size of a dime?
Oh, less than that, dude. Size. It could be the size of literally
a
like
little pea?
Like a
Well, they're
pencil,
cutting
couple milligrams.
in
Pencil lead?
cocaine. Well, think
Yeah.
about cocaine. Not that you do it all the time or even know, but
Never done
you
it in
don't
my
have
life.
you don't have to snort that much, and a lot of fentanyl is getting cut into cocaine. So people do blow, and then all of a sudden they're dead.
yeah, they're
It's
doing
'cause
a
it's
Pulp
fentanyl.
Fiction.
Now, Dan, is there any way, let's say you were going out with your boys, not you, a guy was going out with their boys, guy had an 8-ball Coke, like they used to do, like, back in the day, they would do key bumps, and let's say, it was full of fentanyl. Is there a way to, like,
There's
not-
fentanyl
no,
testing
is there a way to, as this guy, does he just fall out? Does he just literally fall over? Like what happens?
Stops breathing.
So he just but does he fall out first?
No, he's high on cocaine
fall
first,
out.
and then all of a sudden stops breathing.
Stops breathing. Now, can you take them to, if you would get them to the emergency room? What can they, like, would Narcan fix that?
Immediately, like in 5 seconds.
So okay, hold on. A guy fell out from, I think Narcan fixes, if I'm right, like heroin,
Yeah, opioids.
Narcotics.
or opiate.
Opiates.
Yeah.
Opiates.
yeah.
It's not benzos, not Xanax.
Okay.
It's specific to our opiates.
Opioids.
So it's heroin and opiates, and now is
Synthetic and natural.
how about fentanyl?
Fentanyl's an opiate, so yes, it
So
works.
Synthetic.
if you did a couple key bumps at the Jubilation in Terre Haute back in the 80s, and you had some fentanyl in your deal, you fall out. Now all cops, I think all police officers
Narcan, yes.
carry Narcan.
They do.
And so they usually use it when you call 911. Usually the cop gets there first.
We used to watch those videos where these people just get revived from dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're
Remember-
just dead, and then suddenly, boom, they're like.
You remember they were
totally
setting up those Narcan vending machines
Yeah.
in some of
Oh,
the
that's
ghettos.
right.
Yes, along with
You
fentanyl
just go down
testing
there and get
strips.
it.
They had fentanyl testing kits too, so you can test
If
your
I was
coke.
if I was
You can
running
test your
down to
fentanyl.
if I was running down to the fentanyl vending machine, while I was down there, I would just hit the button 2 times to try to get me 2 of them. Wouldn't you?
2 fentanyls or 2 Narcans?
2 Narcans.
Yeah, I mean, Narcan has been such a lifesaver. I remember when I had those 2 guys that I found just dropped on the street on McMullen Booth and Gulf to Bay. I had to literally beat them up to keep them breathing. But when the paramedics came up with the Narcan, it was one puff in the nostril, and all of a sudden they woke up like they were zombies out of a bad dream.
Now, does Big Pharma make Narcan too?
Yeah.
So they not only do they make the pills that you just overdosed on, but they also make the thing that'll bring you back. Man, that's ingenious, is it not?
Sure is.
We're gonna make the pills that you get addicted to that will kill you, and then once you've taken too many of those pills, there's only one thing. Dan, I think medically there's only Narcan can bring you back in that quickly, that efficiently, right?
Oh, but that
Yep,
happens all the time. I mean,
So-
how many
That's so
times have you said-
crazy. That'd be like someone saying the big farm would invent a virus and then come out with a therapy that only they allowed you to use that made a lot of money
See what
just
you
to
did
fix
there.
this virus.
Oh, we just did that. Oh, and then we're in the 37th minute, aren't we, Lummy? Yeah.
Things don't change, I'm bound to be arrested.
Hey, don't overthink the process.
What are those idiots doing?
Something idiotic. More of the Bubba the Love Sponge show after this.
Hey, Bubba, you got any of that red line oil
What for? What application?
for my beater Porsche?
How much are you down?
I don't know. The light came on today. Probably $1.25.
Yeah, well, after, yes, just do me a favor. One break, go pop the hood in one break. Then I'll come out and check what you're low on. And then another break, I'll put whatever you're low on in. And yes, I do have 1040 or 530, whatever you need.
Okay.
And it probably actually runs on like a 520.
520, 530, whatever you got. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. 1040 is fine too.
It'll all work.
Let me see. I gotta write my next break now. So be quiet. Thanks.
Good morning, Sticky.
Your lips go numb like you've been kissing a girl with huge teeth. That's actually really funny. The initial overdose. Narcan can wear off. If you're really jacked up on a lot of narcotics, the Narcan can wear off. You need a second dose.
Wear off or just not enough to bring
It'll
you
wear
back?
off. Like if your drugs are still there, the Narcan lasts so long, the drugs last so long, the drugs are lasting longer than the Narcan.
Has there ever been a case where someone took so many opiates that they were
Narcan wasn't enough.
unable to
Probably.
survive?
I'm sure. That's what Seth was on yesterday.
Pardon?
Oh, Lummy? Oh, he's not in here.
What's up, Darkman Steve?
What's up, Dark Knight Steve? Jay Gator. Who's the D-bag? Jay Gator. Trying to figure that one out. Jay Fish.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yellow Bird Willie is that China makes the raw materials, they dump it out in the ocean, the cartel goes, swims, and picks it up, mixes it all together,
And all of a sudden you got a party.
cuts it in your fucking cocaine. Which I still don't fully understand why they do that if they're killing their clientele.
Which is why the Sinalayan cartel
They
said they will
start
kill
slaying
people
their-
that start cutting their coke with
Yeah.
fentanyl. It gives them
It's
bad
fucking with the
cocaine
business.
powers.
Yeah. It's like, why are you trying to kill the people taking your drugs?
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah. You want them
Parasites
alive,
don't want to
otherwise
kill
you
the
can't buy
host.
more.
Big Buck, Candy Powers, Brian from Philly, good morning. Bubba Light.
Is Holyoke Joe alive? You out there in the ether?
What's up, Dutch Duke? Shove it up, Spice.
Lummy,
Yes, buddy.
I just IM'd you something that I need you to send me.
Okay.
What's up, Maria? Fucking on see you
Sorry.
Friday. Just kidding. I don't know what day it is.
They made those needles from all the guns they melted down. Canada could get overridden by probably Rhode Island. I'm waiting for Maine to invade.
What's up, Nick the Gun Guy?
Hey, Nick.
I mean, then you're not really fasting, but you can do it. So watch out with the sodium and fucking VA juice shit. Pretty high with tomato juice.
I already said it to you.
Thank you.
If you're going to have something while you're fasting and you don't want to have a huge insulin spike, you should have stuff that is high in fat, not carbs or even protein, like those MCT oils in your coffee. Chain.
Yinzer, Florida.
Well, explain yourselves. Just like a six-pack of cheap Yiddish beer.
Doesn't surprise me. You look like a typical low-life character to me.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Lummy, I forgot to reset the clock. That's my bad because I usually do it every day, but we'll just know that 12 will be our ending point. So,
All right.
we started at 8. So, Lummy, what are we what break are we really on?
Currently, we're on break 2.
What? No, currently we're on break 1.
Well, we're on segment 2, sorry. Segment 2, break 1.
That's not what I asked you. I
No,
asked
it
you
is
what
not.
break we're in.
Correct, it's 1.
Idiot.
Yes, idiot.
Today's after show will be available right here, wherever you're watching it now. Whether it's Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. I think that's it, right?
Yes, it is.
That's where the after show will be, and it'll be all of us. And then tomorrow, Lummy, I'm thinking about. Here's what I'm thinking about. You and Red are going to do a sports show, right?
Yes.
But I feel as if I really gypped off the people. And, the podcast that I did yesterday kind of turned into what it not what we had promised we were going to talk about. We were going to talk about that I have a very rich friend that back in the day, probably 10 years ago, was blasting a girl in jail. Like she was, she was a prisoner on a work release deal for a certain amount of hours a day, and he was blasting her and have to take her back, to the bus stop, and hopefully he never got pulled over while he was in the midst of transporting her because if the cop asked for her ID. Next thing you know, you got a how do you explain that? How do you explain that when a cop says, sir, can I have your ID? Yeah, here you go. Ma'am, do you have an ID? I guess I don't know that you have to identify yourself. Legally, do you have to, if you're a passenger in a car, do you have to legally identify yourself?
I don't believe so.
I thought if you weren't committing a crime, you don't have to provide an ID.
You have to provide ID if you're driving.
Okay,
you
I understand
have
that.
to. That's a law.
All right, but I'm just saying,
But if you're just a passenger,
and if
nope.
she's a
unless there's some suspicion that she's a minor and something untoward's going on. But if she's an obvious adult,
if she's just sitting there
You
and
got
she
no-
didn't,
nothing.
she's not smoking a joint,
I
or
ain't saying
has
nothing.
IV and doing lines of rails on the dashboard. And she's a jailbird, so she knows her rights. Like, jailbirds just don't lay down, right?
Nope.
If you're blasting a girl in jail, chances are she doesn't cooperate with the police.
Right. She's not known for cooperation.
She's not like a tongue wagging. Oh, let me help you out here, officer. What? She hates cops. Period. So I guess she would say, I don't have I don't have my ID. Now, does he go, all right, well, then give me your name and date of birth, which he probably would try, right? And what did she say? I'm not gonna. I
decline.
I'm not giving you that information, sir. I've not done anything wrong. Bubba just was a little heavy on the gas. That's what you're pulling us over for because Bubba was speeding, right? Yes. All right. Well, deal with that situation. I'm just sitting here minding my own business.
Yep. You should be able to get away with that.
Yeah. Well, can you imagine how nervous you would be if deep down she's a prisoner and you're taking her back to work camp?
No.
So anyway, I was supposed to tell that story in its entirety with very, 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 being very descriptive on how she was in bed and all that kind of deal. And so, Lummy, we didn't even get into that. Yesterday's podcast was by the way, yesterday's podcast is so exclusive that it's only available wherever you get your podcasting. That's and on locals.
Yep,
But
that's it.
wherever you get your podcasting, and it's going to be so exclusive because we're not going to repurpose any of these shows, either whether it's the morning show, whether it's the after show, whether it's the Anna Hummel show, whether it's the sports show, doesn't matter. We're not going to repurpose any of that on our podcast. Our podcasts are strictly going to be exclusive to podcasting only. That being said, Lummy, what did I get into yesterday?
Seth?
What? Oh yeah, we had Seth on the air.
And then you were going through the Cox people that come over and want a job here.
Right, all the Cox people who hated me, but have come on that have now eventually worked. Rob Gargiulo, Seth, Anna, Rhett. Seth is trying to come back, and SBK. It reached out and Ryan Hoppy, but supposedly after Lummy told Ryan Hoppy that we're good. Come on down Wednesday about 8:30, and Bubba's going to do an on-air interview. Now Anna, it's changed to I can't do Bubba's interview because I just got a radio job. Now, tell me right now,
that's a lie.
How many radio jobs are available? You're never going to work for Cox. You got fired or left from iHeart.
He left, I guess.
Okay, you left. Then unless Beasley needs a board op, or
he's got to do Hoppy Hour,
or Salem. Salem's right over here by the gym.
Yeah, he needs a studio.
Yeah. So whatever.
Well, it looks like the afternoon guy just left WQIK. Maybe he's filling that spot.
No. Who now? Oddly enough,
why did they laugh?
Hold on.
Why did they laugh?
Seth, who's leaving.
Here's how sad regular Tampa, Florida radio is. I am a 57-year-old man, and I can't really tell you, outside of maybe 3 or 4 personalities, I can't tell you anybody I can't tell you the midday girl on 101.5. I couldn't tell you the afternoon drive guy on QIK. I used to be able to, when it was my good friend Dave McKay, and then after that it was Dave Flash Morgan. Lummy, who was the guy on QIK that left, and now they're looking for an afternoon drive guy?
Yeah, Mo Bounce.
Mo Bounce.
Yes.
Mo Bounce. That's
not to be confused with a cat named Mo.
Hold on now. Mo Bounce does not seem like a very country, radio title.
No.
That sounds like you should be on an urban station, right?
Yeah.
What's your name? My name is Mo Bounce. Man, I got Mo Bounce.
From Brooklyn, New York.
There you go. So he left, and so now they're looking for an afternoon drive guy?
He looks like
Mommy, I should send my air check of me talking up country records and, to do afternoons. Because it's just voice track, and it's just 99.5. It's Bubba with you, and don't forget Tug McGraw or one of the McGraws are going to be
Tug McGraw.
His dad.
I love Tug McGraw.
Tug, you don't even know who Tug McGraw is.
Oh, I know who Tim McGraw is.
Okay, but I guarantee you, without Googling it or looking at chat, you don't know who Tug McGraw is.
I sure don't.
Exactly. He was a famous pitcher.
And the father of?
The father of Tim McGraw.
Gotta believe.
Really? Wow.
So, yeah.
What's Tug short for? Is that just his name?
I don't know. Just Tug.
That's not a great name.
So anyway, Lummy, I feel as if I short spaced. We got into Seth and we tried to call. The show just. By the way, yesterday's podcast show is a good show. I walked away after thinking, man, you know what? This is some pretty exclusive stuff.
You got into a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I got into a lot of stuff. And you're not going to be able to find that broadcast anywhere except in podcast land. So go to wherever you get podcasting, Apple, iHeart, Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, wherever, and type in The Bubba Army and to get yesterday's podcast. Now, we're not putting a bunch of recycled stuff that we put other places on the podcasting forum anymore. Podcasting is strictly just going to be a podcast. That being said, Lummy, I'm going to at least do 1 a week, but I'm going to try to end up doing 2 a week.
Oh, okay.
And I felt as if I need to come back fairly recent, I need to come back tomorrow and really talk about that my rich friend was blasting a jailbird, that I did not. That's what I promised everybody yesterday, and I ended up going down. I squirreled myself 4 different times. It was just a big squirreling.
Yeah.
And I think it was a good show. You might want to go find it. But anyway, it wasn't what I had promised. So, Lummy, what I was thinking is we could start me, you, Anna, Rhett, maybe Red will be a little bit busy, but we can go do it right after the show tomorrow. Tomorrow, Wednesday. Now, unless you guys got time constraints on your sports show, I could go like 10:05 to 11 on this podcast talking about my buddy, Black. And it could be, it might only take 30. It might only take, if I stay on track and only talk about that story and don't get squirreled, it's probably only a 20-minute to 25-minute story.
Oh,
inside
so a lot an hour because you'll get squirreled.
No, I won't. I will not. I'm going to say, listen, here it is. This is the story. So let's call it 30 max. Okay. And then boom, we're done. And then you and Rhett pick up your sports show distributed on all of our platforms. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Sounds
so
perfect.
Instead of starting at 10, basically you guys usually start at 10:20.
Yes.
But see, Lummy, can you get things shut down and repurposed by 5 after? Probably not.
If we are done by, let's say, 9:57.
How about I get done like at 52,
that's even better.
53?
Oh yeah, then yeah.
Realistically, the clients would love for me to be out by 54 because they got 6 minutes and 2 seconds to the top of the hour and they can get all their commercials in. But I usually screw them. So let me realistically, I should be saying like, all right, it's Bubba. We're done. Anna, like if it was on a Friday, Anna's going to be doing the Anna Hummel show at 10:20 on our various platforms. And other than that, we'll see you this weekend. Don't forget to go to our YouTube channel over the weekend, you bunch of lazy bastards, because I'm only 450 away from 100,000. 450 people away from 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. A lot of people may not understand, but within the content world, yes, it's small potatoes by some people's standards. But I got to think that if you if you have 100,000 people, subscribers on YouTube, that you're probably in the top 5% of all the YouTubes, right?
Yeah, I believe Rhett said something on Friday. I think he had the percentage.
Yeah, it was less than 5%.
Hey, Alexa, if you have 100,000 subscribers on your YouTube channel, what percentage are you? I didn't make that one. I messed that one up.
Having 100,000
Percentile.
subscribers on YouTube puts you in the top 1% of all channels.
I'm there.
Out of the 54.9 million YouTube creators, only around 300,000 accounts have achieved this milestone,
Well, hold on.
which is a very small percentage.
54 million users and only 300,000 have 100,000. That's pretty exclusive, isn't it?
Yeah, you're in that 1%.
54 million and only 300,000 have 100. So we're in the upper 1% of all YouTubers, and that's where everything's going. That's where nobody's got cable anymore. Nobody's got rabbit ears and just get to,
That's Netflix and YouTube.
Yeah, everybody I know, including my mother, streams for their television source.
Mm-hmm.
And on my mom's TV, she has her Fire Stick gimmick. She has a YouTube channel. She's got, a bunch of Paramount Plus. She's got Netflix. She's got Amazon Prime. Right there when you turn the TV on, it tells you asks you which one you want to go to. That's what everybody. When 77-year-old women don't have cable anymore,
It's dead.
cable's dead. And listen, I'm so very appreciative of, and I love terrestrial radio. I'll never quit terrestrial radio, ever. It's what got me to the dance. I'm so appreciative. And as long as I have fairly large markets that, want to syndicate me in the morning, I will be your morning show. Period. But, terrestrial radio is a lot like cable. A lot of people.
It's going on in style.
A lot of people get their content and their entertainment through streaming. And then within radio-ish type shows, you got, Joe Rogan, you got, God, my God, there's 100 that I can name, Dan Bongino, Tucker Carlson's on X.
Shapiro.
Shapiro, Glenn Beck, the Blaze Network, InfoWars, And then within that streaming world, you can still get your ABC, your NBC, your CBS's, your Fox, all within that streaming world. You don't even have to have cable to get that. Period. So, I mean, like, we're going to get ready to hit 100,000, and it really means, I know I've been harping you people, but there are a lot of people that listen to us like on 103.1, or, AM 820, or, like wherever. I mean, Phoenix. Are we still on the Rattler?
Yes, we are.
the Rattler, Phoenix, that, don't go to YouTube. Now, you have to absolutely be bam, bam, bam. I mean, you have to be an R if you don't go to YouTube. Yeah. Like
it's
for
pretty
real.
easy to get to. It's
But not only that,
easy
but
to find.
not only is it easy to navigate through? Is it easy to sign up for? Is it easy to get? But it's also got some unbelievable content. Anything you would ever want to watch, you can find on YouTube for free.
Yeah.
Now they may put a couple little commercials in there, and you can get it on your TV, and you can blow it up so it's your entire TV, and
and you can learn how to do anything on YouTube too.
And here's the other thing. Like, I've been watching lately some really obscure, the Vince Lombardi story that was narrated by Vince Lombardi, and then I'll get into the 85 Packers versus the Bears in Lambeau Field. I'll get into and all of that stuff, Lummy. I couldn't when the 85 Packers played the Bears in Lambeau when I lived in Warsaw, Indiana. I couldn't watch the game.
Right.
But I can watch it 50 years later. 100 years later on the internet.
I checked that when you said that the other day. I went and checked out the 1991 Tampa Bay Buccaneers because it was never on TV.
Right.
And I realized why it wasn't on TV.
Oh, they were horrible.
It was horrible. I can only watch the first quarter. I can't imagine Dr.
How many years did the Bucs go with not being on local TV? I mean,
years.
Almost my whole childhood until 95, 96.
Because the NFL had a rule where you had to sell the game out 24 or 48 hours before kickoff in order for them to broadcast that game within a 50 to 70 mile radius within the stadium, because it was an incentive for you to have to buy a ticket and go to the ball game. They only broadcasted games where the team sold the stadium out.
Yeah, sellouts.
So there'd be some teams that really sucked, like Cleveland and stuff like that, Lummy.
Yep.
Cincinnati back in the day that sucked so bad that people listen. You could literally live right across the street from where the Cincinnati Bengals played, and your local Bengals affiliate wouldn't be showing the show. But if you lived in Kentucky, about 80, 90 miles down the road, bitch, you're watching what was that? What was her famous quarterback that's now a broadcaster?
Boomer Esiason.
But Boomer Esiason, throw it to Icky Woods, and Icky Woods does the Icky Woods shuffle. Would that last 1 year, Lummy? At best?
At best. Maybe 2.
So anyway, man, we're getting ready to hit 100,000. Streaming is everything. And I wonder if there's as revolutionary and as streaming is by delivering content standards. I wonder if, back in 2004. When I got fined by the FCC, everything was just terrestrial and satellite and syndicated, radio for the most part. You could never fathom streaming. Satellite was just starting to come around, right? In the 2000s. Satellite was the big sexy guy.
Mm-hmm.
The big. Well, I don't know. I wonder what's next. We're streaming now. Streaming's the new cool thing. It's the new revolutionary, cool way to get content, and basically the world is yours. You can find about anything you want on the internet. So what's next, you think?
The interface between humans and technology.
So IA.
Well, streaming didn't work until they had speed.
Right.
You had to have a lot of information really fast, and so streaming is a product of just advancements and efficiency within wireless connections. But I like she said, I think the next thing is going to be like that real biological slash
Bionic man.
biological versus non-biological interface. How you get a machine to talk to a person, and it's all about invisibility. The best computers are the ones you don't see. When you have a big old giant laptop with a big old goofy screen, that's the worst computer. The best computers are computers that you don't even realize there's computers involved.
Well, like your phone.
Yeah, like your phone.
I mean,
your car.
your
Right.
phone. Your phone is a full blown. I mean,
giant computer.
I mean, your phone.
Then you're gonna have a chip in your brain.
Didn't
You
they
just see
say
a screen in front of you and watch whatever you want just by thinking thoughts?
Didn't they say that the first moon launch
Didn't happen.
Didn't.
Oh.
If it did happen, that all of those big computers that look like washing machines and, like the huge deals, that all the computers used to launch, was it Apollo 1? Is that what the first mission to the moon was?
Yeah. Well, Apollo 1 didn't get anywhere near the moon. Apollo 11 got to the moon. The first Apollos were just trying to get like docking and circling the moon.
They're saying
and stuff like
that all of those computers were less powerful than one iPhone.
Yes. In fact, the space shuttle wasn't as powerful as an iPhone. All the computers on the space shuttle weren't that.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. So anyway, Lummy, I'm thinking from like 10:05 to like 10:30, I do an exclusive podcast, which is one of my rich friends blasted a female prisoner while she was still in prison.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
It is.
I'm gonna close that out from 10:05 to 10:30 on Wednesday, and then boom, you guys do your sports show right after. Will that work for you?
Yes, perfect.
Perfect. And then obviously Anna. Now, Anna, is Kevin ever going to show up, or is he going to keep standing you up?
I hope he's coming in on Friday, but I'm not planning on it, and I don't want to bother him anymore. So,
you want me to get on him a little bit?
No, please don't. Please,
I can blow in one text and say, Kev, why? Listen, don't tell me to please not until you've heard my proposal. Is that fair?
Yes.
Thank you. Now, if my proposal is still please don't, then I will not. But maybe, just maybe, if you could take a step back and that little bit of prodding, Kevin probably views me a little bit different than he does you. Maybe, like with regards to friendship and longevity and favors and just the overall,
taking you seriously.
Right. So if I just here's kind of what I'm thinking, because this is how I text. Hey, Kevin. Because I'm just being true to the game. Do I always not throw a hey out there?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Kevin. He'll go back. What's up? We're like, hey, bud. Are you going to do on his show this Friday? And then he will give me a yes or a no, and it could be no because I'm busy, such and such, and that would be okay. Great, no problem. Just checking in. Know that you're always welcomed, my friend. Thank you for the update. That's one way. Or he says, yeah, I'm going to try to get there. I then text back, thank you. She really, really enjoys when you're on the air with her. Boom. Neither one of them are evasive. Neither one of them are. Actually, both of them are putting the ball in his court. He's on offense. I'm just going to act accordingly. Still a hard no, bitch?
I mean, I send those messages to him, but I don't want to send them.
It's from you. It's not from me.
Okay, I
It's
don't
different
want.
when you get a text from Pay No Mind Anna versus Bubba.
All right.
I understand, but either way, I would think it would actually be worse coming from you because he would feel more pressure to do it.
Which might get him in here.
Don't you need an answer, Anna? I mean, you could just sit there and wonder if the fish is taking the bait or not, or you can just check your hook.
I understand.
I don't know if I would quite put it that way, but that works nonetheless. First one of the day.
Yeah. I appreciate the offer. But I think that we're good for right now.
I'm going to ask. I'm doing it.
Yeah, please. Come on, Bubba. Come on.
You can't tell me now. I can't. You can't tell me. I don't listen to you. You can't tell me, oh, no, please don't, Bubba, because I am now. I'm going to be like, Kev, come on in and do the show on Friday. Jesus, honest man as hell. I'm gonna cause her so much anxiety. She's so effed up in the head right now. Anna with Kevin, I'm sure of it, on Friday for the after show.
He might still be in Greenville.
Well, at least I'll
North or
know.
South Carolina.
See,
I
the way
forget
us
which one
guys
it's in.
talk, Anna,
Yeah.
we don't leave any stone unturned. So, like, I'm not, like, I'd be like, Kevin, what? Hey, man, can you do the show on Friday with Anna? She just loves when you do the show. He'll come back. Wish I could, bud, but still in Greenville. Okay, no problem. See you soon. Now I know. I don't have to speculate like you. Maybe he's in Greenville. Maybe he's not. I don't even know. Like, I mean, don't you?
How long would you sit if you had a blind date where you're meeting someone at a restaurant? How long would you sit on them before you gave up?
Oh, that's happened to me before.
So I kind of figured.
Hold on.
Happened to me one time in Michigan. I was
Really?
pissed.
Did it? How long? Be honest. How long did you wait? Because I'm waiting maybe 7 minutes.
Oh, come
Maybe.
on, Bob. You're not going to give it a good 15?
Okay, 15. I'm giving it 15.
Okay.
And I'm blowing the bitch's text up saying, what in the hell is going on? Like, you're okay? Are we still doing this? What?
Well, it was a little bit of a different situation because I messaged him as soon as I got there and he said, great, I'll be there soon. And then he was like, I'm going to be there in 10 minutes. Then 10 minutes. And he's like, I'm going to be there in 15 minutes. And I think I waited maybe twice after those text messages. So maybe it was a total of 25 minutes because he was like, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. And then I'm like, are you coming or not? Like, just tell me the truth. He's like, no. He's like, I'm probably going to be another 30 minutes.
What a dick. That's
So
a
he just
complete
left.
disrespectful dick.
Yeah. So I would have preferred him just not
I
answering.
hope you never had any correspondence with him thereafter.
Oh, of course not.
Right.
No way.
That is such a dick move.
Yeah, so it would have been better if he's like, no, I'm not coming, or if he just didn't message me at all because I would have left, but he was just like, I'm almost there, I'm almost there, I'm almost
he's
there.
a dick. He needs his ass
And then I'm like,
whipped.
can you just please tell me the truth? And he's like, I'll be there in 30
It's
minutes.
kinda
After I was waiting for 30, I was like, okay, bye.
It's okay.
It was a long time
situation
ago.
if you had a big brother, that'd be like a situation where if you had an older brother and he was kind of tough, like Jimmy Cleavis, that Jimmy Cleavis would go out there and beat that guy up a little
Well,
bit.
I didn't know where he was or lived.
I know, but
so.
you could certainly lure him. Listen, all you women don't realize we will show up if you just say a few different things. we will
Like
be
a
there.
name and a time, like a place and a time.
Like if you just went, okay, Anna, I'm gonna act like I'm you, and you're gonna act like you are him. And here's what I'm gonna say. Hey, Fred, you there? It's Anna.
Hey.
So tonight, 8:00 at the such and such bar.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay, perfect. So I'll see you then.
Yep.
And then like at 5:00, you send me another text. Hey, Fred.
Yeah.
Really thinking about maybe wearing some crotchless panties for this
No one
for
talks
this
like
for this deal.
Crotchless panties?
Panties or no panties?
Okay, no.
Fred, I'm wearing a short little cute skirt. Panties or no panties? I'm telling you right now, you throw that question out there, Fred will be there. Yes. Dan, do you not agree?
Yep.
I mean, Fred will fight, a Cat 5 hurricane to be there.
Mm-hmm. All day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he goes,
Maybe
"Oh
that's why
God,
that guy didn't show up.
no panties." And he'd be like, "It'll be a surprise." And then like now you're playing with him, coying him a little bit. And then like at 7, hey Fred, yeah, only 1 hour away, buddy. I'm so excited. This is gonna be great. Boom. Fred's 5 minutes early. Telling you that right now.
It's true.
Us guys like for you girls to be a little loose in the beginning. And during the courtship, we like a little slutness. Really, we do. Don't
you
make
like it, but you won't put a ring on it.
Oh, Jesus.
Is that not wrong? I feel like I'm right.
I'm not
in
even
this
hanging out with
situation
bitches that are saying I got to put a ring on it. If that's if
Not that I even want to get married,
if
but most
I
women
gotta
do.
put a ring on it as part of your repertoire, I don't want to.
Well, that's what most
just
women
gonna-
want is to get married. So surprise.
Well, I mean, yes, you're right, but don't ever say those words to a man.
No, I have never done it, but
I know,
women want to
but
get married, and
but
they won't
those
be
are-
wed if they just,
I'm just saying,
slut it up all the time.
You ladies think of a far more creative way to say to put a ring on it. Just those words make us cringe. Put a ring on it. Even if we really want to put a ring on it, even if we love you and we want to engage you and we want to have the whole fiance courtship deal, we want all that kind of deal. Don't use those words. Put a ring on it. Like we just to me, it makes me cringe.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
This reminds me of that Beyonce song.
Say, I love you. I love you so much. Can't you see us maybe, spend the rest of our lives together? Being a union together, as one, same last name, something like that. Instead of putting a ring on
You
it.
want this? You need to put a ring on it.
Yeah, well, it's usually said in an
Bye-bye.
aggressive way, so that's why it's not appealing.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, I got to do words. Lummy, there's a tragedy that's happened in Warsaw, Indiana. Oh my
no.
God.
Oh,
It's got
I can only
all-
imagine
oh,
what
yeah.
it could be.
and Lummy, not only is there a tragedy in Warsaw, Indiana, but channel, 57 out of like Fort Wayne covered this tragedy.
The downtown is out of French fries.
And they covered this tragedy. So, Lummy, first of all, Warsaw, Indiana never gets any. Like, they don't have a TV station. That would be like, Warsaw, Indiana would be like Brooksville. Like South Bend and Fort Wayne would be like Clearwater and Tampa, where they got TV stations and radio stations. But Brooksville doesn't have its own TV station.
No,
but they got a Penguin Point.
But Warsaw does not. Warsaw doesn't have its own TV station either. So if something big is happening in Warsaw, news and TV worthy, then the South Bend or Fort Wayne stations, converge on Warsaw and they'll do the report. Well, this comes from a Fort Wayne. I think it's like ABC 57 or something like that. And they covered this tragedy that's happening in Warsaw, Indiana.
Oh, that's not good.
And Lummy, during the coverage of this event that's happening in Warsaw, Indiana, that I'll get to next, my buddy Eric, who works the Warsaw Park Department, he works for Larry. He's a big Bubba Army. During his Warsaw Park Department shift, like whether it's blowing leaves or emptying trash cans or picking up Central Park, Lummy, he has his phone Bluetooth to earbuds. Like, he listens to the show the entire time.
Oh, nice.
And let me just tell you this. During the story on ABC Channel 57, Eric put a Bubba Army sticker on this particular little...
Really?
Yeah. There's a Bubba Army sticker on this channel about what happened to Warsaw. I'll do it next. Hold on.
He got full hot on that deal.
But I'll whoop your ass just like your daddy.
More of the Bubba the Love Sponge show after this.
It's lunchtime.
Oh, yeah. No wonder. I'm getting fucking hangry.
So, Bob, you said just open my trunk or hood?
Yeah. Just open it.
And leave it.
And I'll do it next break after I eat.
Okay.
Thank you, Mama. Hey, will you go in the back and find me
5:30.
No, just that 1040, that jug of 1040 I got.
Okay.
And maybe that
I'm just leaving it in the jug. Let's go ahead and put it in the.
No, just leave it in the jug.
Okay.
With a funnel and a rag. That's it. Thank you.
DVO, Dave. That's a bouncer. Right here. Please wonder what's up.
just doesn't want to focus. It's driving me insane. I gotta fix it. What?
I was talking about chat.
Oh. I'm talking about my awesome camera skills.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to fix it. When it gets all blurry, it looks like shit.
What's up, Dark Match Steve? Oh, sweet, Dark Match. We can have a private one.
Alright, whatever. That'll work.
That's your dad's moving onion maker. Good morning. Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. Who's going to be first on Cash App? The cracker, Chris. Still nothing. What's up, Nats fan 31? Cash App. PayPal. Where's that t-shirt? Whoa. He's the last one I gave yesterday. Divorce lawyer, good morning. What's up, Ellen Close?
No.
You got her all up, Dean?
Yep.
Well, the next break, I'm gonna probably need somebody videotaping this.
Okay. What's up, little overs after birth, big Lindsay?
In a country somewhere in the third world, the CIA is using this broadcast as torture to extract information about terrorists.
On your shoulders and legs with Craig the Bulldog, your cardio, abs, calves.
He thinks of it as doing his patriotic duty.
Oh, yeah, my pleasure.
the bump-in music, I think, was still rolling. So I just picked it up mid. 444 away from 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Go there today. Like I was saying, there's a lot of people probably that don't even know how cool YouTube really is. It's where everything is. You got to be on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, you're pop culturally slow. Like, you're dumb. Like, right? Like, even my dad and my mom. I guarantee Arlene knows what YouTube is.
Definitely.
You think Arlene probably gets down some... What type of rabbit holes would your mom... I can tell you...
God.
The rabbit
Rosary
holes.
beads.
My mom gets down these pimple popper rabbit holes.
Yeah.
Dr. Pole and Dr. Pimple Popper.
Sandra Lee.
My mom, like, those are the holes, the YouTube holes. She gets down. You're saying Arlene gets down God ones?
Yeah, I think so. We celebrated her birthday last night.
Oh, nice.
Really? How old, Arlene?
84.
Wow. But honest to God,
her birthday's tomorrow, right?
But don't let that number scare you, because honest to God, physically and mentally, she's 15 years ahead of herself.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, definitely. She's not...
Like, she'd whoop Biden's ass right now. If they put him in the octagon, my mom would mess him up so bad, she'd be doing atomic leg drops on him.
I mean, like...
Laughing at him.
And like,
is that all you got, bitch?
And hold on. That's a testament to, one, just how spry at 84 Arlene is.
Some people are versus others.
And, like your dad was... how old was your dad when he expired? 83?
83.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the last, there was... And please don't think I'm trying to be disrespectful. I'm just trying to be... I think the entire family has talked about it, and we've talked about there was a deterioration.
Yes,
like
for a few months he was vulnerable.
I mean, well, no, but there, like, for like the last year, you could just see a slow deterioration. Whereas Arlene, man, that bitch ain't. She's just still strong as a rock.
Yep.
Like, she hasn't even begun to show signs of deterioration.
Not at all.
Like, nobody could, like, Steve couldn't call Jay and be like, listen, I'm a little worried about Mom because I just saw her and she doesn't quite seem like, no.
I can hear you.
You can.
Bitch, put down the phone, Steve.
No, Arlene might be one of the most spry, physically fit, mentally sharp, 84-year-old women that I know.
And she still drives, right?
Oh, hell yeah. She'll drive the hell out of everything. She doesn't care.
She drives.
She
drives.
literally
she does long
does.
drives. She'll do 2-hour drives.
Yeah.
Wow.
My mom, she's 77, and she's at the point where my mom's a scaredy cat now. She's like, I don't even want to drive at night. It scares me.
That's cataracts.
What's that?
That's cataracts.
Okay. Well, I know Arlene ain't screaming at.
Well, she got her cataracts fixed. My dad was scared of driving at night until he got his cataracts fixed, and all of a sudden he was fine.
Is it something you have to do over and over again?
No,
to
usually
take the
just
film off
once. You take them out and you replace the lens. But almost everyone, I was told that every human being will ultimately develop cataracts at some point if you live long
hold
enough.
on. What is a cataract?
It's a clouding of the front part of your eye.
I already got floaters.
Yeah, it's different.
Is it like a film? Like, is it?
No, the whole thing like just clouds up like an old headlight.
And now, what type of is it a real aggressive
They
procedure?
suck it out and put a lens in there. Yeah, it's. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, you're taking something out and putting something back in. But it's
hold on, we're not just talking about like maybe your fingernail. We're talking about.
I was thinking fingernail
We're talking
too.
about your eyeballs. Like, we're not talking about anything that we're talking about probably one of the most sensitive, freaky things to talk about as far as getting worked on. Your eyeball.
Yeah, right next to the brain, it's your eyeball.
Right.
Right.
Man, whittle on my ear all you want.
Please.
Whittle all, like my fingers, my toes, whatever, my ass.
My penis.
Not my butthole, but my ass cheeks. But man.
Not my eyeball.
Eyeballs are one of my very last things on my list that I want you screwing around with.
Right.
So now what's a cataract procedure? How does it go?
They suck out the part of the where the cataract is. They actually make a little incision in the cornea, and they suck out the cataract.
Now, is a cataract like
it's like cloudy jelly.
It's just like a substance that gets into your eye.
It's already there. It just clouds up, just like an old headlight cover, like a 2001 Toyota.
Yeah, you got to buy that. You got to buy that headline kit.
Yeah,
that I bought.
You can't buff it out, so you just suck it out, and then they put like a little lens implant in there.
I sent you a animated video.
Oh, good.
Oh, okay,
animated.
good. Animated. That's the best. So now, Dan, when both your mom and your dad had this surgery, what was the downtime for it?
Oh, negligible. It's a day.
It's an outpatient.
A day or two. You know, you're blurry for a few days.
You see those people come out looking like they're in Star Trek, you know?
The big glasses.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. And Dan, how long does a procedure take?
Less than an hour.
All right, so there they are. So Dan, explain to us here. This is normal vision,
Vision
right?
is a result of the interaction between different parts of the eye and the brain.
What if here's the thing. See, like with Lummy's situation, eyes are perfect. This guy up here not doing so good.
Slow.
Yeah, brain. So when you got a slow brain, doesn't matter how well you're seeing things, you just can't quite,
So the light gets bent right from the beginning from the cornea, and then it gets bent further by the lens to focus it onto the back of the retina.
Hold on, let's see if they say that, Dan. You can shut up.
The quality of vision depends to a high extent on the performance of the natural lens, also called a crystalline lens.
Hold on, Dan. So you're saying your eye has like these little thumbs, and it this like little spider webs, and it pulls the eye?
The
Look,
lens flexes. That's how it focuses. That's how it focuses.
So like almost like a little camera?
Yeah. So it gets fatter and thinner. It depends on what you're trying to focus on.
And is this all just attached by like spider web kind of stuff? Like
yeah, little tiny fibrous connections to a muscle around it that pulls.
It's located in the
Now, muscle flexes it, flattens out the lens. See, the muscle's flexing, pulling the edges of the lens out and flattening it.
Right. So when the muscle pulls it down tighter, it changes the convex of the shape of the eye.
Does that result in a dilation of the pupil?
Is that like
the pupil?
Is that like adjusting the light that like when the cops put the flashlight in your eyes?
Nope. That's the ciliary muscle, which controls the iris, which controls the opening in front of the lens.
In position.
The lens is used to focus. The iris controls exposure.
So
the iris is the color part, right?
This lens right here, man, it's just literally like a little protective gimmick.
That is the cornea.
This is what really you need.
That's what focuses.
This little white thing, right?
But still, the cornea still refracts light.
Fibers.
By the way, Dan, the little fibers you were calling they're zonular. Zonular. Sorry. So now, Dan, that's probably something that you learned, like you probably didn't know necessarily what those were called until this instructional video, but you being the Rain Dan that you are, I think you'll retain this information and you'll be able to use it in some kind of conversation one of these years and really look like a stud.
Well, I learned this 40 years ago.
I know, but you didn't know.
They were still called zonular.
But you didn't know just off the top of your head now that they were called zonular. Now you do. You remember it. Now you'll use it. Like if you're talking to some dude, you're like, yeah, you know what? Maybe your zonular fibers are a little. They're like, what? Man's
weak. Yeah, weak fibers.
Not only can he put new jugs on my wife, but he can tell me about my zonular fibers.
Oh, wow.
This guy's got to be board certified.
In a healthy eye, a clear and bright image can be seen when the light rays pass unhindered through the crystalline lens.
All right, we need to get to what they do on the surgery here.
Cataract is to remove the clouded.
Here we go.
The only effective way to treat cataract is to remove the clouded natural lens and replace it with a clear implant, a so-called intraocular lens.
So hold on, Dan. They're taking. Hell no.
IOL.
So they're taking this little piece of plastic, but they probably sell to you for $5,000, right, Dan? You know that.
And there's different versions of them. There's the good ones and the not so good ones.
The good ones are $10,000. They literally got like 5 cents in them. I mean, they make them. They stamp them out in China.
They can adjust for all kinds of stuff with those lenses, though. There's a zillion different versions of it.
All right, so do they hollow?
Hell no.
They make a little slit inside of the cornea.
Cataract surgery is one of the safest and most common surgical procedures worldwide.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! Now, Dan, do they numb up your eye so you can't feel all this?
Yes, they do, and they sedate
with
you.
eye drops.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. And they give you the propofol.
Yeah, they don't want you moving around.
Performed generally on an outpatient basis.
They give you a little TT99 juice.
I like that.
Dilation.
Yeah, and then they numb up your eyes, and then they start whittling them out.
Surgery is carried out in the anterior part of the eye that consists of the sclera, cornea.
Now, Dan, you know what? I know that plastic surgeons make the most money and it's the most glamorous. You're slapping on jugs on, hot chicks. But, man, is it ophthalmologist?
Ophthalmology.
Yeah. The eye
they make a ton of money, and they were literally one of the hardest residencies to get into. They are the top of the class. There's no dumb ophthalmologists.
Do they make good money?
Some of them make more than plastic surgeons. Some
Really?
of them make really, really good. That's one of the reasons it was one of the hardest, because they were making so much money.
Yeah. So, Dan, there probably some slinging DI doctors that's
Absolutely.
rolling around here that's making more than you.
Yep, absolutely, 100%.
And you'd have to say, listen, you guys are,
They're slingers.
You guys got two
This is their
Ferraris.
most common procedure.
I got an 84 Testarossa.
And the crystalline lens.
That one really got Dan.
Incision.
Oh, hold on. Here we go. We got to get
The
into
intraocular lens will be inserted through this incision.
look at they just jammed in this little spatula gimmick in there.
Yeah, it's a little special knife.
So that's just the little hole, right?
Uh-huh.
All right. Man, Dan,
You're like the next step. You're going to love the next step.
When you're going to be a doctor, man, an eye doctor, you can't have shaky hands.
No.
Whoa.
Then 1 or 2 additional micro-incisions are made to enable the manipulation with surgical instruments.
So they got to cut all around it like a pie?
No, they're going to just cut a couple small cuts just so they can get to it.
Yeah, that's not 1.
2.
Next, the surgeon applies a jelly-like transparent substance called ophthalmic viscosurgical device.
All right, hold on.
Ooh.
Now what's that, Dan?
Just putting some protective stuff in there so that you don't mess up the inside of the cornea.
This substance protects the internal structures of the eye and creates space for the surgeon to manipulate with the surgical tools.
Man, can you imagine how steady of a hand you got to have, Lummy, with just a little eyeball looking at you?
No kidding.
I don't even want to be this doctor. This or a proctologist.
This is a way easier job.
Then, the surgeon carefully opens the capsular bag where the lens is located and creates a round, continuous opening of approximately 5.5 millimeters.
Man, these guys are making all kinds of money. Not everybody can be doing this. Now, Danny, so he's in there. So he sticks his little thing.
No.
Now what's he jabbing there? Dan, tell us what's going on.
He's taking off the little membrane that covers the actual lens.
Is it sucking it out?
He cuts it off and then he probably sucks it off.
All right, Dan. So what did he just do? He just cut
Everything's
what?
got a membrane around it. So first of all, he was trying to separate the corneal membrane from the lens membrane with that gel. Now he's taking that little last membrane before you actually get to the hard lens, and he's exposing it.
So now
he's got to the lens.
Now you got the lens with no membrane over it, like it's completely exposed.
It should be, yes.
And he's going to slide that plastic willy on top of it.
He's going to cut those zonular fibers.
Oh, that's what he's got to cut next is the zonular fibers.
Opening allows removal of the cataract lens without removing the capsular bag.
Man. The next time I see an eye doctor, Lummy, I'm going to be like way more cooler to him.
Oh, yeah.
It's an ophthalmologist, not an optometrist.
Using an ultrasound probe,
I'm going to ask him, are you the one fitting glasses or are you the one surgically working on the eyeballs? Which one are you?
And see, some guys are cornea guys and some guys are retina guys. The eyeball is so specialized, the guys that operate on the front of the eye get lost in the back of the eye.
No, okay.
Wow.
It seems like the guy in the back of the eye might be more important because he's got he's got to hook that up to the brain.
Yeah, but they don't do much. They just do a couple of lasers. The front corneal guys, I think, are the guys that make
cloudy
the
lens
money.
is broken down and gently removed via suction, leaving a clear capsular
No, you gotta
bag.
watch this part. Watch this part.
I'm trying to. Oh, whoa, hold on. Now, Dan, what are they doing now here?
They're breaking up the lens and sucking it out.
What?
They're using essentially like
oh my God, he's like a laser, and he's
it's like a man. It's like one of
oh
them.
my God, and Arlene
The
and
red color that can be seen
hold on,
after.
both your mom and dad have had this.
It's like an ultrasonic jackhammer that breaks it up and then they suck it out. Yes,
Arlene and Dr. D had
the removal of the cataract lens.
And did they do perfect with it?
They did wonderfully.
Is a result of a reddish-orange reflection of light.
If your mom
from the
hasn't
eye's
had this, I guarantee she needs it.
retina.
Dr. Dan, they can just rotate the eyeball like that?
They didn't really rotate the eyeball, but yes, a little bit.
Oh.
Once they disconnect
Finally, the clear artificial lens is implanted using an injector.
So that lens that they showed us, right?
Mm-hmm.
The intraocular lens unfolds gently into the capsular bag, replacing the removed natural lens.
So he squirts that. Now what's he doing here, Dan?
He squirts it, and all of a sudden it just opens up like a tent.
Like that bag we talk about, right?
Boom. Just like that. Boom, and fills it up.
Now, You don't have to stitch it in or nothing?
Stitches don't really do well in the eye.
I know, so the answer is no. You don't stitch it.
Just kind of holds itself there. Scars in.
The implanted
There's a north and
intraocular
a
lens
south to
stays fixated and centered in the eye and is neither visible nor perceptible. The incisions are self-sealing.
That's incredible.
Wow. Now, Dan, after your mom and dad had them, were they both like, you have no idea how clear things look like? Things look unbelievable. Like, I cannot believe it.
Oh, there's a few days where you have a little edema and you're a little blurry, but it's dramatic. Like a week after surgery, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I waited this long to have it, which is why my theory is that your mom's got some kind of cataract thing going on, which the first thing they do is they start getting scared of driving at night.
Yeah, well, I'll get to the bottom of it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You got a Bubba 199 roster for Friday, and then Dan, are we locked in for the Sprinter on Saturday?
I talked to Rob about it yesterday, and I believe we are at 4 o'clock.
All right, perfect.
So he hasn't given me 100%, but he knows the exact time, the exact meeting place. He's making sure the driver's good. So far, so good. But I did talk to him yesterday about it.
All right, thanks.
4 o'clock here, right?
Yes, 4 o'clock here.
I'm going to do 3:45.
Yeah. And Lummy, here's the big hubbub as to what's happening in Warsaw, Indiana. As you guys have heard me talk about for years, the one thing that you do when you go back to Warsaw, Indiana, is you go to Penguin Point and get their world famous tenderloin.
Yeah, you and
Larry Plummer.
Larry Plummer did a food
Didn't you
review
say
there.
it's soft?
But the Stodder family, Stouder, they all during all of us growing up in Warsaw, I think for 75 years, the Stodder family is what opened up Penguin Point. And Penguin Point was really the only fast food restaurant that Warsaw had until McDonald's came like in 1980. Like McDonald's didn't even get there to like 79 or 80. So prior to that, Penguin Point was the only fast food restaurant and their world famous tenderloins. Well, when the Stodder family sold it to some, hedge fund or, how just some investment deal, they tried to cut costs and they changed the tenderloin recipe. And the tenderloins have sucked ever since. And and Penguin Point has sucked ever since these new people took it over. Well, they sucked the life out of Penguin Point so much, Lummy, and this was big news in Warsaw, Indiana. Penguin Point's closing.
Oh, no.
All remaining, they got 14 stores remaining. They used to have in its heyday 30. And then and Warsaw had 2 Penguin Points. One on just Detroit Street and one on Center Street. Here's the big news out of Warsaw, Indiana, Lummy.
It's sad.
That fast food chain that's been an Indiana staple for decades is getting ready to flip its last burgers. And that's where we start here on ABC 57 News.
She's somber. She's sad.
They make it as if the mayor died or something.
She's so sad.
Penguin Point's closing because they mismanaged it. So big deal.
I'm Jennifer Copeland. Brian Conybeare is off tonight.
And Brian Conybeare is off. Now wait till you see the quality of jobberness. It's like almost they're throwing it out to Ryan Hoppy. This guy's so unprofessional. This is the quality of Fort Wayne TV, by the way. You know how, Anna, when you're watching L.A. or New York TV, it's really high-produced, and there's good-looking people, and there's great graphics great voiceovers, and
they got the resources.
Here's the quality of Fort Wayne, Indiana TV right here.
Penguin Point is shutting down the last of its locations, including 2 right here in Michiana. ABC 57's Ryan Jacob is live.
Wait till you see Ryan Jacob, how much of a straight jobber this guy is.
Live at one of them on East Center Street in Warsaw.
Look at this.
Oh, my God.
That's the one on Center Street.
He looks like he throws up when he gets nervous.
There's Penguin Point.
And Ryan, this is the talk of town right now.
Yeah, Jennifer.
Looks like Tuttle on growth.
Sunday's the last sale you'll be able to order menu items like the Big Wally and cheese tenderloin. I actually got one of the last ones this location will serve, and I spoke to some customers here today who...
By the way...
His eyebrows.
No, hold on.
A strong eyebrow game, doesn't he?
But hold on. Let me just show you something. It's literally, I swear to God, because I got an app on my phone, my weather app, and I check out... When I check out the weather, I check out Tampa, I check out Zuber, Florida, because that's actually where the track's located. I check out Columbus, Indiana. I check out Warsaw, Indiana, and I checked out Sparks, Nevada, which is where my dad lives. When I check weather, that's what I check. When this was shot, maybe this might have been 3 or 4 in the afternoon. Kind of looks like sun setting a little bit. Maybe it's 3. It was about 58 degrees.
Wow.
Now,
he's got snow gloves on?
The guy's got gloves, like snow gloves on. Look at this guy. Oh, Dan, all this guy's got is a sweatshirt and this guy didn't have a parka or, earmuffs or anything. When you wear gloves like that, it's really, really cold out.
Yeah.
Look, this guy's not even in a coat. Idiot. Is that how pussified our young children, our younger generation has become?
Yeah. Well, you can't even do a newscast without an earbud in his ear.
Here we go.
Will serve, and I spoke to some customers here today who say this is the end of a fast food era.
Go to Penguin Point today.
Spanish cheese fries.
Your people pleasing place. Yeah. I know the jingle. Hold on.
Penguin Point, a fast food chain that has been a staple in Warsaw.
This guy sounds like he's talk about somebody that's a little bit fuzzy time on some fentanyl. This guy sounds like he's not even enthused about doing this guy sounds like he's on Xannies.
Penguin Point, a fast food chain that has been a staple in Warsaw and several other locations across.
Hold on. Can you see it down there?
Yep.
Danny, down here.
I can.
That's my boy Eric from the Warsaw Park Department. He put a Bubba Army sticker right there, and it made TV.
Indiana since the
you got to really be looking for it, but still, it's been there for I think he's had it there for 3 or 4 months.
Oh, nice.
1950s will be shutting its doors for good this Sunday, November 12th. But still, the line wraps around the restaurant with people trying to get their last cheese tenderloin.
Yeah, Dan, the drive-through of the Penguin Point. They don't even have the conventional, you pull up to the sign and the woman through the speaker talks to you. Mm-hmm. They got these little towers, see them? Mm-hmm. And you pull up beside, kind of like a Sonic deal, and you press the button, and then the woman comes on there and be like, welcome to Penguin Point, what do you want? And you talk to this little talk box. That's how they do drive-through.
And then do you keep driving, or do they come out to you?
No, you drive then down, you go to the drive-in part.
So they were so busy in the day, they had 3 separate places to order for the drive-thru?
Oh, yeah, that'll be packed. When they were back in the day, they were packed. Now they lost all their business. Now everybody from Warsaw is just going back to say to get one last little Penguin Point.
Or
the food sucks that badly, though.
One frequent customer, William Gaines, enjoyed his last meal
at
Penguin Point.
Now, mind you, the guy, we just saw the reporter with full-blown winter snow gloves on, did we not?
Yes, we did.
This guy here didn't even have
He's got 18 layers of fat, though.
Anna, be nice.
Yeah. Does he not?
For the Penguin Point here in Warsaw, it's really sad day. Grew up on Big Wally.
Yeah, I was a Big Wally eating champion, by the way.
And their French fries. And to find out that they're going out of business, it's really sad.
Another customer, Kyle Platt, says he
this guy.
Also, fine in the cold.
People in Warsaw, they don't even worry about their roofs in Warsaw. Look at that guy's roof back there.
Yeah, it's coming off.
It's a bad part of town.
To come here every day until the place shuts
down. Every day?
When I found out, my first reaction was, that's a tragedy.
Platt also has family ties to the family.
He should have a pack where he eats a salad every day.
All right, so there you go. Warsaw, Indiana is losing their Penguin Point. When I come back, Lummy, this woman said that she stayed I would not date a woman that was I have to stay a virgin until we get married, because I tell you right now, I don't care how hot she is. She could be the hottest chick ever. But if she's making me hold off on the ass until we get married, because there's a lot of things you got as a man, you got to figure out before you want to spend the rest of your life with this person. Meaning, one, how good are they in bed?
That's right. Yeah, but what if she said, no sex, but she could suck a coconut through his coffee stirrer, and she could squirt like a fireman,
and you can go in the back door.
No.
Really?
Well,
all 3. All three?
First of all, I don't like one of them.
Okay, but say one of them was not like Madeira Beach. It was like
Clean and
heaven.
pristine.
It was like it was like Dubai, not Mad Beach.
It was Singapore.
It was Singapore, right? Exactly. And then oral skills were like, oh my god, I lasted like 15 seconds.
It would be
every time.
It would have to.
As you just touched her, and all of a sudden it was like the fire department showed up.
If she was super naughty and had really naughty words and was really into what we could do except vaginal penetration and we could do everything else, and she was super freaky about all that stuff, then I would.
Of course you would.
Then I would.
Of course.
This woman's giving advice to women that want to wait to their wedding day.
If you scroll down, there's a video.
Yeah, I saw that,
there.
and I kind of forwarded to like maybe the high point because she talks about just stupid stuff.
Right.
So we'll do that next.
Whoa, hold the phone. Is that horizon broad enough for you?
Oh, my apologies.
More of the Bubba the Love Sponge show after this.
Lummy? Yes, Bubba. I need somebody to tape me.
Yep, it's in here, right?
I'll take you.
No, we don't want you taping it.
Oh, they said tape me. They said take me. I'll take you. Yum! Proper hungry.
Oh, my fucking.
That baked potato looks good as fuck.
This is good fuck.
I love baked potatoes. I barely ever eat them. Smack. Good morning, fan in Orlando. Fan in Orlando, will you be at... Fuck, what is it? Where is it? It's in Sanford. Stogies and Cycles, I forget what the actual place is called. We talked about it yesterday. Thank you, Nick the Gun Guy, for calling me a pimp. I am pimp, but not a pimp on a clone. Okay, let's see here. Is it Bellicoso? From McGraw, Fan Orlando. Big Longer. Hope to see you guys all there. I think it's Bellicoso Cigars and Cafe. On Mills for Stogies and Cycles. This looks like this was the event I was at. Yes. Bellicoso. It's very fucking cool. It's my favorite venue that this event has been at. Wait, is that right? Yeah. Maybe not. Good morning, Jay Gator. Bellicoso. Oh, actually, that may not be right. That is wrong. Stogies and Spirits. How about that? Blend and Barrel. Boom. That's what it is. Thank you, Sanford. Blend and Barrel. Images. Yo, that's it. Blend and Barrel. See you guys there. Boom. Bam boy. Hello. Oh, Snizzle Slayer. I'm down with that.
Jesus.
Sorry. Are you mad at me?
Thank you, Bubba.
You're welcome. I'm gonna have to yell at you about it now, though.
Blend and barrel.
I bet you never even checked the tire pressure either, do you?
No, I do. I do.
What? Yeah, whatever.
But I do, especially now that the temperature changes, because all my cars need air. When the temperature goes down, they all need air in the tires.
No, yeah.
So I take them. I check all of them. This is the season.
Blend.
See, that car is supposed to be in the shop already, and the parts haven't come yet. So pissed.
Oh, dang. It's 2.5 hours.
This time of day, you mean? It's this time of day.
Oh, okay. I wonder if I can adjust this.
Show helicopter. Good morning, Phil's cat.
And then we stop too. So I'm probably gonna get there at 7. 7:45. Last time was really fun there. I like that place. First year I went. Bless you.
Big longer. PT dog mom.
Warning, warning. The following program contains objectionable content, which may cause oral discomfort. This is the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
The Secret Service was investigating the shocking discovery of cocaine just steps from the Oval Office. Conservative media is pointing the finger at the president's troubled son, Hunter.
This was all unfolding in between visits from the president's son, Hunter, a recovering drug addict.
You can tour the White House if you give him an ounce of cocaine. But it got shut down when somebody found his cocaine.
Secret Service evacuated parts of the White House yesterday.
Hunter likes cocaine.
You identified Hunter Biden was paying prostitutes related to a potential prostitution ring. Is that correct? Yes or no?
Yes, that's correct.
They won't prosecute when he buys prostitutes and cocaine.
The D.C. Fire Department confirmed it was cocaine.
When they impeach Trump, he celebrates with a bump of cocaine.
Hunter Biden had written off payments to prostitutes.
Hunter likes cocaine.
There were deductions for what we believe to be escorts, and then that $10,000 golf club membership that was for a sex club.
His computer got pawned while he was high on cocaine. He said it was hacked, but he sold it for crack cocaine.
Dishonorably discharged. That's not true. It wasn't dishonorably. Cocaine use.
Hunter likes cocaine.
My son, like a lot of people we know at home, had a drug problem. He's overtaken it. He's fixed it. He's worked on it.
While Joe sniffs minors, Hunter is snorting liners of cocaine. He snorted his brother's ashes. He thought it was a stash of cocaine.
Talking about my son, Bo Biden, you're talking about me.
I don't know, Bo. Hunter likes cocaine.
Hunter Biden is a degenerate and drug user. His own father was the man in the U.S. Senate for over a decade pushing for stronger penalties for crack cocaine users.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show. I just got back. Reason why I had to pay a little parody deal is because I got back looking at, I'm sorry, adding oil to Dan's what he calls his beater Porsche, which any of us would just absolutely love to have.
Oh yeah.
I mean, seriously, I mean, it's Dan's like he scoffs at it, like he's embarrassed of it.
I'm not embarrassed by it, but it is 20 years old.
It didn't look 20 years old.
No, it doesn't.
But it's not going to last another. I tell you one thing, it's not going to last much longer if you keep running it 3 quarts low.
It keeps eating the oil. It just eats oil.
Dan, older cars, because of their rings and all of their tolerances and just various things, older cars, unless you get them rebuilt, will use not an extreme, but use, I bet you use probably, if you drive it every day, if you were to drive it Monday through Friday every day, it would probably use a quart of oil.
How often?
A week.
Yeah, it's probably based on that, because I put oil in it like 3-4 weeks ago, so it was like
a quarter a week.
It was about a quarter a week, yeah.
So, and that's about what a good broken car uses, is about a quart a week.
Mm-hmm.
It's your all your ring tolerances, just everything is getting
wallered out.
Getting a little wallered out.
Oh wow.
And it needs more lubrication. It's using lubrication to keep the wallered. So I go out there and check Dan. Dan's like, "Oh yeah, I need a quart or so." Anyway, the only reason he even knew that he might need oil is because, God bless, thank God, because of Terry from Terry's Automotive, Dan's low oil light still works. Usually most cars that are 20 years old, all the warning lights and stuff, that's long gone. That ship has sailed.
Yeah, thank God for that light.
So Dan doesn't responsibly just check it every once in a while. He just waits. Dan knows he needs oil when his light comes on. Mm-hmm. And it looks like, let me ask you a question. How long has the light been on?
Oh, it just came on today.
All right. So it looks like it has to be at least 3 quarts, almost 4 quarts low for the light to come on. Like, Lummy, it feels like the motor almost has to be starving for oil for the dummy light to come on.
It seems like it's a 2-quart light. Like usually it's like when that light comes on, it's usually 2 quarts. I'm surprised it took as much as it did today. I wonder if I have a bigger problem.
No, you don't have a bigger problem. How many miles? They have to be over 100,000 miles on it.
In the car?
Yeah.
Oh, like $140.
Yeah, that's just when you have a 140,000 mile Porsche.
I've never had any car with that many miles on it.
I know, you're embarrassed. I understand. But
it's not embarrassed. It's just I'm in no man's land. I'm like at the edge of the universe. I don't know what to expect.
Here's what you need to do.
It's not so bad.
Here's what you need to do. With every fill up, well, here's probably another problem. Do you fill your own cars up?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not in Jersey.
With every fill up, you should probably check the oil, and you should always have like a big 4 quart. Like, go to your auto parts store, and if you can, buy Redline. Buy some 1040. Buy like that
520.
No, 520 is too much for that.
Too much what?
Too thick. Just too much viscosity. 1040 is even probably heavier than it's supposed to be. What year is that?
04 or 5.
Hey Alexa.
Dear.
What type of viscosity oil does a 2004 Porsche Turbo
Here's what
Cayenne.
I found from Geek.com. Porsche recommends using Mobil 1 synthetic motor oil in the Boxster.
Yeah, the Boxster. Lummy, can you see what a 2002, is it 2003? What year is it?
4, you said?
2004.
2004 Porsche Cayenne. Turbo. What do they recommend for, what's their recommended viscosity? Now, as your car gets older, you can bump up your viscosity a little bit. Yeah, if your car used to call for a 520, you can now go, as it's got 140,000 miles on it and you're using a quart a week, you can pump it up to a 1040. You got the tolerances. Mm-hmm. And we're in Florida, so you never get cold.
So it doesn't get too thick.
Yeah, and it, like,
If you use if you use too much viscosity up north in the wintertime, it's not. I guess it's not good.
Right. Well, no, that's why they make viscosity levels based on up north, not down here. So down here, you can always bump it up one because we're never, ever getting very cold.
It says 040.
Yeah, 040
All
is
right,
what it
so
is.
we use 1040, so we're fine.
Perfect.
So, Dan, I would go to
so
the
0 to 10, up to 40.
Right. So
okay.
We're right. 1040, with it wallered out as much, and you start using synthetic.
Yeah, all I use is synthetic.
Go get Redline synthetic. It's a little expensive. and have it in the back there, and with in a little funnel, just a little, like this little funnel, and a rag, because sometimes the gas stations run out of people take those the homeless people take all those rags,
the blue paper towels. Wipe their butts
so
with
you
them?
always have one. You always have a shop rag with you, a funnel, and that 4-quart gallon of Redline 1040.
I'm good.
And with every fill up, just pop the hood, see where you're at, and you may have to splash in a quart or so. Boom. That thing will last that much longer, because when you're starving it to the point where it's 3 or 4 quarts low, it
doesn't work well.
Well, and you're recycling
hot oil.
It's the amount of oil it has to recirculate through your engine is recirculated more often than if you have a higher volume of oil. You know what I'm saying? So that oil is really getting broke down viscosity wise when it's 4 quarts low and you have that much less volume to I guess it's called your scavenge pump. I think it's what it's called. The pump that pumps from the oil pan lummy up into the oil to the oil system is called. I think it's called the scavenge pump. Scavenger. Because it scavenges for oil.
I think it's a wet sump. I don't even think it's a dry sump engine. So
scavenger suction pump.
Well, no, yours. It is a wet sump. Yes, it is a wet sump. Most passenger dry sump is like for race cars.
Yeah, well, my Ferraris are all dry sump. I'm not even sure what that means.
Again, your Ferraris are borderline race cars, Dan.
Yeah, I don't even
Ferraris aren't the same as like the Chevy Volt. Okay.
What's the difference between wet sump and dry sump?
Well, a wet sump system is just like the standard car, where there is a oil pump that is internally inside of your oil pan / engine, and the oil is kept in the pan within the engine block, and that's what most passenger cars, most trucks, 95% of all vehicles driving up and down the road are wet sump. Dry sump is where the oil is in a container all by itself near the motor, and it has a whole outside oiling system that oils the motor, but the reservoir is in a big like in an area somewhere
more independent.
else.
It's more independent.
Dry sump is for race cars, pretty much race cars only. So 95, 98, 99% of the things rolling up and down the road are wet sump, and dry sump are external. Usually they run them off the back of the bell housing is usually where it's ran off of, instead of being an internal pump within your motor. The pump is external, and your place where your oil reservoir, chances are, is also external. So, but your Porsche is a wet sump.
Okay.
Thank you. Don't let it get 3 or 4 low, Danny. That thing ain't ever gonna last.
It's gotta last at least another 2 weeks.
Well, hold on. What's happening in 2 weeks?
Well, I'm getting it all fixed up.
Oh, okay. Let me ask. We just played the cocaine song.
Oh yeah.
There's a story now that's saying this first photos emerged of cocaine that was found at the White House, but we still don't know. Do you notice how that story? Do you notice how that story just really went away?
Oh, yeah,
well, I mean, like it literally went away. Like it was a big deal, and now it's. Please, I don't even know. Are they gonna prosecute it?
Well, they destroyed the evidence. They literally blew it up 11 days after the event.
Yeah, there's no fingerprints on it too.
They claimed there's no fingerprints on it. Now, that little Ziploc of cocaine looks like the same kind of Ziplocs of cocaine that people have been using for the last 40 years. Ain't nothing special about that. In order to get that thing open, you got to push on it, and you got to use your fingers. There's absolutely fingerprints on that thing. There's no way that thing made it in there without a fingerprint. I mean, do you really think that some guy with like forensic gloves and a tongue just put it in there?
Well, not only that, but just however it was manufactured.
Well, it was manufactured, and it was cut also with a little bit of baking soda and a little bit of caffeine.
But what I'm saying is, you'd even maybe you don't have the fingerprints of the person that owned it and put it inside that locker because they had gloves on, but you'd have to. I wouldn't think that the people that manufacture would be wearing gloves because you really can't get. You have to have your fingers, like your flesh, on that bag in order to get a good. It's like I don't know how good of a seal you can get with gloves. While if you're the person that packed the cocaine in there. So you'd at least maybe have their fingerprint.
And there's probably like 5 degrees of separation between the person that actually made it and the person who's going to use it.
Right. From the person that made it and put it in that bag to the person that potentially would use it.
Or not even put it in the bag, but like, there's blocks of cocaine and then you send it to the next guy and he cuts it up a little bit and you send it to the next guy and he puts it in the little bags and you send it to the next guy, puts it in a smaller bag. And
next guy, yeah.
Well,
so there it is. It's there's the little bag and locker number 50. Number 50.
Which is Hunter Biden's locker.
Now is that?
No, I don't know. I just made that up.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I don't.
Hunter Biden's cubby.
I don't know that they necessarily have a signed. I think you just available. You just grab one and put the key in there. And we haven't heard. Now, is this the area?
We don't know where the area is, but they changed the area 3 times. It was first it was one location, then they said it was a different location, then they said it was in the locker. They've given us nothing but lies and misinformation and trying to skirt what really happened in this from the very, very, very beginning. If you asked a question, someone asked a question about did it belong to the Bidens, and Jean Le Priere, whatever the hell her name is, Saint Michelle, whatever. She's
pretty much.
Sideshow Bob said it was an irresponsible question to even ask.
Yes.
Whereas the desire to find out who this cocaine belonged to is just not there. They decided to just bury this, and because when you control the media, you can bury stories like this and they just go away.
You'd rather cover one of the 962 Trump indictments, right?
Course, yeah.
I mean, that's what the media's like, man, who cares about the little bag of cocaine? Just a little something. But Trump just got indicted again. We got son of a bitch. We got to cover that. Got voting machines in Georgia. We got the January 6th gimmick. We got the
adults are back in the White House.
We've got he borrowed money and possibly inflated his properties. But let me tell you. So hold on. Is there anybody on earth that cares about a businessman that may have fudged his approximate values of his properties, although he didn't, but might have, in order to get
estimates.
Okay, but hold on.
Hey, Bubba, what's that car worth? I don't know.
Thanks, Dan. Be quiet. So, but fudged may have fudged, but there's records showing that he didn't fudge, but filled out some applications, got some loans. Now, hold on. Let me finish here. Got some loans, repaid those loans, and is doing like it. There would only be a victim and something to look at, and this be a potential issue if he had, forfeited, but had defaulted.
Defaulted. If he had fraudulently inflated his wealth and then defaulted on the loans, would be victims. The bank would be the victim.
Right.
The shareholders of the bank would be a victim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but that didn't happen.
No.
He paid off his loans.
Mm-hmm.
There's as many people that are telling the state of New York and the people that are after him, as many people that are saying that he inflated the numbers. He has just as many people saying that his numbers are accurate or they actually underreported it. So and at this point, what does it matter? It would only matter. I'm only asking for a friend. It would only matter if somebody got caught holding the defaulted loan, and somebody got stuck with a 10, 15, 18, 20, $40 million line of credit that he took, or whatever type of loan he took, and somebody got holding the bag. But everybody was paid in full on time. There was never a problem with any of the loans that he had that he used these numbers to get.
Now, contrast that, Bubba. Contrast that with all the scumbags that like in 07, 08, took out huge loans off of their mortgages, knowing that their values of their houses were grossly overinflated, and then defaulted on their mortgages purposefully. People that you have on your radio show did that and bragged about it. They just walked away from their loans and left the banks and everyone else holding their D's in their hand and just said, F it, I'm not paying no more. I don't care about it. And they walked away from the loans. None of those people got arrested.
People
None
I
of
have
those
on
people went to jail.
people I have on my radio show.
Yeah.
Who?
I don't want to throw them under the bus, but, you know, someone that we respect, who is on your show as a regular guest, a featured guest, and it's not Jay.
Oh.
And he bragged about it. He's like, yeah, it ain't worth what it was worth. I took out a home improvement loan. I'm upside down. I'm just going to walk away from it, let the bank take it. I don't care about my credit. He talked about it on the radio. I'm not telling any secret story. And he did that. And so he's not in trouble, but God forbid, Trump has a controversial valuation of a very complex portfolio of real estate, and the judge ruled as a matter of law, without getting any real proper counter testimony, said that Trump is guilty of fraud. The judge ruled that as a matter of law, without taking into account other real evidence that shows that you can't value property based on its tax assessment.
I have been told by somebody who is familiar with the program, and here's your spin on this. And I think I'm pro Trump on this particular issue. But I did not know that he took the fifth over 500 times during his depo, and I know that in civilly usually or it usually infers guilt. I think you're instructed to infer it as guilt. And so my question to you is, first of all, I want you to know, like, I don't think there's a problem here. I think that there would only be a problem here if he had shorted or defaulted some people on the loans that he had gotten. So I think this is all nonsense. I think this is all this woman,
Tisha James or
yeah,
whatever.
the state attorney, the New York state attorney for the middle or southern district of New York. I think she actually ran for governor, and one of her slug lines or one of her big campaign slogans was that she was going to put Donald Trump in jail. Like, that's one of the things that she ran on. So obviously she's rung him up the pole here. But to me, Dan, my question to you is, why would he take the fifth? It's not a good look. First of all, it's not a good look. And second of all, why would you take the fifth 500 times on this particular issue?
Because the deposition is much more broad than would be allowed during the actual testimony, and a lot of the questions during the deposition on these really blatant witch hunts are to try to get him upside down and get some inconsistent answers and try to get him on, just like the FBI does. They try to get you on a false statement because you said something 2 months ago. And then you say something slightly differently 2 months later, and then they impeach you or they get you false statements for the FBI.
FBI, man, they had me dead in the right.
So when there is a witch hunt, give them nothing, and this is giving them nothing. So and he even said he's even critical of people that give the fifth. But if you don't talk, you walk. If you don't talk, you'll walk. And so they can suck it. He's not going to give them a thing, and he's going to win on all his appeals. Because this is absolutely an unconscionable witch hunt. The district attorney is sitting in the front row smirking at the defense during the entire trial. I mean, how can you do that? That is such intimidation. And if there was a big white cop doing that to a black criminal defendant, there would be outrage in the media. But no, when it's the opposite, and because it's Trump, we can't make Trump a victim on anything. Because the media has decided that he is the enemy, the ultimate enemy of them and their existence, and so
kind of like the way the media in Tampa covers me.
Yep,
for real.
Mm-hmm.
Like the media in Tampa will not cover me, will not give me a break. Nothing. They have labeled me insignificant, and so like I can't ever get a story. So anyway, Anna gave me this, and this is a woman that is saving her virginity for her wedding night. No, let me. I don't think that she talked about doing other stuff though.
Yeah, I don't think she did either.
I don't think. I just think like she's just waiting to
a dead fish.
Yeah, here
dried up.
She has a weird accent, if I remember.
So important to pee after you have sex. Hopefully you already know this, but if you don't, you can so easily get a UTI, a urinary tract infection.
Well, you're going to get a UTI because you've never put anything foreign. Your vagina's like a little resilient antibody machine, and so the more things that gets thrown at your vagina, the more things it can fight off eventually. And if you are a virgin until your wedding night and your husband hasn't got any of that at all, he is going to wear it out, and you are going to have a whole bunch of foreign
Is he?
stuff.
If he's a virgin too?
Well, I didn't know. Oh, I didn't know he was a virgin
I
too.
think they might both because they're both like hella Christian.
Well, then we should have made this a hella pathetic story.
Sorry.
How pathetic are you? I could care less what religion you believe in. You got to pre-blast, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, nerd boy. Stay a virgin until you're married.
I might be wrong, but I think they're both pretty young.
Pee after having sex because there's a lot of fluids that happen during sex, and if that goes into
I can only imagine how horrible she is in bed.
Oh,
Yeah,
horrible.
she's not. Yeah,
the wrong area, you can be in a lot of pain.
She needs it rough.
She needs a Bubba style.
Yeah, she needs it rough. Yeah, she needs it
Just take
rough.
it
You
easy
need
at
to
the
break it in and rough it up.
Experience, because even though I did
Say it, let me break it in and rough it up. That
Break
would
it
Rip
in,
would do.
rough
Was
it
what
up.
Rip
Oh,
would
yeah.
do. Does Rip live in this area?
He has a place, like a kind of vacation down in Sarasota.
Yeah, because I saw him at
Area.
Lightning games. You'll see him at Buck games and things like
Yeah.
that. He does stuff around here.
Yeah, he's got like a little beach, but Bradenton, Sarasota area.
I wonder if he can still, Rip is still a huge character, but is Rip, first thing if I saw that guy,
Rip,
I'd say, man, is Yellowstone coming back or not? Rip.
Yeah.
He's in that movie 13 Hours. You'd like that movie. Did I tell you about it?
every time.
No.
It's on Netflix. It's called 13 Hours. It's about Benghazi. Rip's in it, and the guy from The Office.
Oh, yeah, it is good.
Oh, John
Brabisky.
Yeah, the guy that played Jim.
Yeah.
It is a really good movie.
What's it about?
It's about Benghazi, but it's not like a thing that just throws Hillary Clinton under the bus because they barely mention her at all. It shows how brave the people that were stuck there for like 15 hours were waiting without anyone helping them, how they just fended for themselves, and they were really heroic. I mean, some people died, but they saved a lot of lives, and they were really screwed.
Does it walk you through if you're not real?
Yes.
I'm up to speed on.
Standalone.
I'm up to speed with it a little bit, but I don't know all the ins and outs of it. So would I understand it from the get go? Does it lay it out for you?
It lays out everything you need to know to understand the movie and understand what actually happened. And again, it does say that they were just left there. It shows that they were left there. That the cavalry never came, and there was all kinds of delays. But it's a really good movie, and there was a lot of
It's called
action.
It's on Netflix?
11 hours.
13 hours.
13 hours on Netflix.
Yeah.
I'm watching it tonight.
It's wonderful.
I'm watching it tonight.
You'd like it.
Yeah, you'd like it.
Since being married, and it's terrible. And one time I didn't get it treated fast enough, and it actually turned into a kidney infection, and it sucked.
News from New Zealand.
You're just getting blasted a lot, and you don't know what to do. See, when a girl gets pre-blasted, she knows about all the ins and outs of the UTIs and the kidney infection. She knows she has to pee after sex.
But if she's a virgin, why is she telling us all these like secrets of what to do during
because
sex?
she wants to tell other girls that say if you save it to your wedding day and your man absolutely just goes crazy, if it's the first piece of vagina that this man's gotten and he's going crazy on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just absolutely just jackhammering the hell out of it all night long. Well, then, you got all this foreign stuff to your body, and you got to pee. Probably got to maybe get a douche,
What?
right?
No one does that anymore.
Oh, okay.
They should.
I mean,
Really? I thought it was bad for your
if you got a guy, hold on it. Let's just. God, you're so negative about everything.
No, I honestly
if you
think
got
it's...
a girl and she's getting blasted a lot,
Yeah.
and there's how else do you get all that stuff out?
Pee.
Okay, pee is going to take all of that out?
No, it doesn't. The only way to wash it out is you take a bath and suck it up and blow it out, or do a douche.
Is
It's the only way to
solution bad for the vaginal lining?
Not that bad.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm
learning.
assuming
I'm
that they have
I'm not saying
extra-
do Chef daily. But
sure that you pee
every now and then.
You're such a hater that you even hate on douching. And douching's cool for chicks. It keeps you clean.
Okay.
It helps.
It means you must have a dirty one.
Maybe.
My
I don't
third
know.
piece of advice: if you are
She's like a water bottle that's ever been cleaned. It's okay.
Hold on, be quiet, Dan. She's telling us the third piece of advice. Just shut your hole for a second.
Third piece of advice: if you are a virgin on your wedding night, there will highly likely be a little bit of blood when you have
Yuck.
sex for the first time. So it's really important to like lay down a towel or something on the bed.
I'm completely out of the mood. Yep. I'm blasting. Next thing you know, I look down and my wiener looks like it
got cut off.
Like I just put Heinz ketchup all over it. Oh.
Or have some extra bedding ready to go in case, there's a little bit.
Or how about giving some ass to your man a couple of years before you guys tie the knot so that you know that your wedding night's going to be super special. You're super experienced. There's no blood. There's none of that stuff. How about that?
Yep. Mess happening. I know it's kind of unfortunate that we bleed our first time having sex, but it's just the reality of it. Number 4 kind of ties into the bleeding part, which is just laugh it off. If things are awkward, if it's uncomfortable, if it doesn't go super smooth, if it's a little bit messy, just laugh it off. That's a big part of the intimacy experience.
How about the fact that you smell like salmon?
What?
Do I have to laugh?
She's smelly too?
Probably.
Just being able.
You got blood. You got semen.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, do we
And
not
you have an attic that hasn't been opened in 18 years?
Right. I'm just saying.
It's going to smell like roses.
Right. She doesn't know how to. There's probably some women before you have sex, they know all the little. They prep up their vagina probably a little bit, right? Like Anna, you may go in there and maybe take a wash rag and kind of just go,
Sure.
touch it up a little bit, right?
Of course.
Not these girls. They don't know. They don't know how to touch up and they don't know how to showcase their vagina. So that in itself, it's bleeding. You got this guy who's producing massive amounts of stuff, and you don't think that you think that's smelling like roses.
Oh, you want to know I don't want to say the worst part, but her first one is probably going to be a big one because her husband is black.
Yeah, there's no way he's a virgin. He's 29.
This is her husband.
Oh man, he's just ripping her in half.
I mean, listen, I'm just going to be honest with you. I mean, don't get mad at me. But I'm just telling you, this guy's got big penis energy.
BDE?
Yeah, he's got big penis energy. That guy is bringing the steam. And if it's his first time.
There's no way.
Yeah.
Being 29 years old. And
how old is she?
23.
23.
She never
Jesus ain't worth all that, man.
No.
Yeah, Jesus ain't worth all that.
It'd be in the article saying that he's a virgin.
Who's Jesus' mom and dad? Joseph
Mary
and Mary?
And God. Well, God actually, raped her when she was 13, so it's actually...
Was
God's
Mary a
son,
virgin?
Yes.
Oh. Was Peter a virgin?
Joseph?
Was Joseph a virgin?
No, he was getting after it. They don't talk about it, so it's assumed that he wasn't.
He probably was a McNasty.
He probably was.
What's his name again?
Joseph.
Joseph was probably going down to Oz. To the dollhouse. They had a dollhouse.
They got Babylon or wherever.
They had a dollhouse in Babylon, please. A couple of the hard-edged bitches that, know how to work a pole.
It's called Sodom.
Sodom and
Gomorrah.
Anyway. When I come back, 86-year-old Florida man dies after being ran over by his son. So his son ran him over, then backed up and ran over again, and then didn't know where his dad was and backed up and ran over him again.
Poor guy's rolling around underneath the car.
Yeah, and they're at the bar.
Was he angry or was it completely accidental?
It sounds like it was an accident.
No,
I think
it wasn't. It wasn't like, hey Dad, screw you, you son of a bitch. Screw you, son. I hate your guts. No, it was none of that. I think it was like, come on, Dad, let's go.
They were out getting drunk. They were at a bar.
And he got in his truck and ran over Dad.
Again.
And then he ran over Dad again. And then and he's like, where's Dad? And he ran over Dad again.
Damn it.
And then he left.
Mission accomplished. Another segment filled. More of the Bubba the Love Sponge show after this.
Would have died like 3 months later if he just went to
Venmo, Cash, PayPal.
Man, today might be the slowest day ever.
Wait on that first one.
Have we had anything?
Nothing today. I don't know about PayPal.
Oh my God, let me check. It's been the slowest day ever.
Let me refresh again. No. Let me refresh again.
Bradley Miller.
Woo!
My only one.
Thank you, Bradley Miller.
Slowest day ever.
Let's go, everybody. Oh. Morning, Kemper Scott. Rob Green, good morning. Yes, it is Tuesday. Hey, Napa Mike, $50 in the Cash App. First of the day on the Cash App.
First of the day, and it's fucking 8:30. How pathetic's that?
Oh, fucking hey. Thank you, Napa Mike. Napa know how. Napa brought it. Oh, thank you.
And I got shelled.
Hmm?
I got shelled. I don't know. The daughter gave it to me. Did you want to get shelled? What the fuck does that mean? It's like, I guess, the rubber ducky thing?
Heard it.
I don't know. It's just, daughter likes it.
What?
I got shelled.
What shell?
They gave me a little shell, a decorative shell with the smoothie. The Uber driver.
Rob Green, 50 on the Cash App.
Here. She gave me this. It's like I guess like a rubber ducky thing. I don't know.
Nice. Pick it back. It's yours.
Oh man. Yes. Well, now you know. But the dog was really happy to give it to me.
Was she a young woman?
It was like a 40-year-old and like a 15-year-old. 13-year-old. I couldn't tell. She looked older than the person that would be making shells.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. I know she was hitting on you. Eat more coleslaw. Good morning.
Dan got his drinky poo DC 1, 2, 3.
Major proteins.
Hi. The Thuggish Nerd. Holy crap, Camper Scott.
What's up, Post Rockers?
He doesn't care about opinion polls and research studies.
Oh, I feel safer already.
He's more concerned about getting a hot porn star for a mix-in with his wife.
Okay, good, because I want to have sex.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Lummy, it arguably has been one of the slowest days ever, which makes me think, like, maybe the show sucks today. Maybe I'm not doing a good job hosting and picking up topics and talking about stuff and being the boss. Maybe it sucks.
Napa Mike, 50 on the Cash App.
There
Rob
we
Green,
go.
50 on the Cash App.
I did get an avalanche real fast on the PayPal. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, all at the Bubba Army. Precision Laser, 50. John Costica, $100 bill.
Woo, thank you.
Carlos Clem, 40. And Bradley Miller, 25. And then late last night, another 100 from John Costica. Not to be confused with, I think Mushroom Mitch did something yesterday as well.
Mitch DeMarc, 10 on the Venmo, and Jason Ferris, 15 on the Venmo.
Thank you so much. You know, we all have a heartfelt reason to support our blood pressure. In fact, more than half of the U.S. population, such as U.S. Americans. I got into a little bit of a vortex watching that about 50 times in a row this past weekend.
Are you high as hell?
Such as U.S. America,
South Africa.
Some of them don't have the ability to have maps, and such as U.S. Americans, South Africa.
Mario Lopez is like, okay.
I'll do the beat one. I'll do the super beats next break. I'm just not feeling it right now.
All right.
It's been the slowest day ever. Now, we just pulled the nose up a little bit with the latest round, but Jesus. Maybe I need to go to Chat Lummy and, like, monitor. Does the show suck? Am I sucking as a host?
I don't think so.
Stan sucking as a co-host?
Well, apparently, because I keep seeing on chat about me getting ripped on a podcast yesterday. And
Yeah,
what happened yesterday?
Maybe you should listen to
Well,
it.
I was working all day.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
You have a week to listen to it.
Okay. Well, I should listen to it. That's the answer.
First of all, quit looking at chat so much.
Okay. Well,
quit engaging.
I'm not engaging.
No. Maybe you're not engaging this very second, but you engage a lot. You get into a lot of chat fights. Yeah.
Sometimes defending you or Anna or Lamy too. I'm not just defending myself. I defend the team.
I might be tweaking the schedule a little bit, but I've not come up with a final solution or anything like that.
It's not called that.
What do you mean?
The final solution?
Well, I haven't even come up. I mean, I got a lot of things to think about. I got 4 people potentially that I'd like to work into the show in some way, shape, or form. I have a limited amount of real estate, a limited amount of microphone positions available, so I might be making a few changes. The chat's got you all riled up.
Matt Hoxie, 20 on the Venmo.
Oh, thank you, Matt
riled
Hoxie.
up. I just don't understand what. Obviously, I got to listen to this podcast, and then I can comment afterwards, maybe.
Maybe you might be calling me. Lummy, are you gonna? I think we should do the Christmas tree before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Because our Christmas tree, even though it looks good on camera, it's held together with smoke and mirrors at its finest.
Yes.
It was a Christmas tree that I bought, I think, in 2005, 2006 for my big ass house when I used to have 13-foot ceilings. But Lummy, I think it fits right. I mean, doesn't it fit right? Almost perfectly, isn't it like?
Yeah,
I think it's like 12 or 13-foot ceilings we have from the base of the stage where you put it. I think.
Yes.
So, and it's I think Lummy, it's what is it still working pretty good?
Yeah, especially with the new lights we have. Yeah, it's still put together.
Now, Lummy,
you want to do that before Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I kind of do.
Nice. Yeah. I like it earlier the better. I think.
I do too. I kind of.
Thanksgiving is next Thursday, by the way.
Yeah. Plus, it looks where we put it kind of in that corner right behind your peanut head.
Yeah.
It kind of looks really cool.
No, I love it
on camera.
I love Christmas now. Remember?
Well,
best.
You don't have to like Christmas. It just
I just like the Christmas decor. I love.
I do like Christmas time. It seems like people are. I don't know. It seems like people are a little bit more happier, a little more festive.
Mm-hmm.
Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad, all that kind of nonsense.
Dr. Dan's Moving Onion Maker 20 on the Cash App.
Thank you. And so, Lummy, you over the years, because you're kind of like our Bumble.
Yes.
You know, you're like that big abominable snowman that's the biggest guy here that can put the star on top of the. Remember when during Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Bumble was this really badass, creature until they took all of his teeth out.
Exactly.
And he became real docile. Well, you're Bumble with the teeth out.
Thank you. Rolo 50 on the Cash App.
But I think, how many years now have you been the guy to set it up?
I think this is going on 6 now.
Yeah. It was you, Trace, and Colton, right?
That was 1 year.
That was the worst year because Trace just in order for this Christmas tree that I bought years ago, and it was a pretty expensive Christmas tree. But I will tell you this: if you're in the artificial Christmas tree business, because I'd bought fresh trees. God, I don't know, for probably 10 to 12 of the years that I lived in the 20 years that I lived in my big house, I probably bought real trees from Graham's Produce, which they're closed now. They would get like these 12 and 14 foot trees in, Lummy, and and they would set one aside for me every year. I just had a standing, order. Well, I went down one year and they just closed out of nowhere. So we had at that year we had a standard 7 or 8 foot tree, and it looked like Charlie Brown's Christmas was the worst ever. So after that Christmas, which I think was in 2004, literally the day after Christmas, I went to ChristmasTrees.com. I did. ChristmasTrees.com. And I went, and the day after Christmas, they have like 75% off sales.
Brilliant.
And so they do.
I know.
And so I got like a $3,000 or $4,000 Christmas tree for like $800.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And you can reuse it every year.
Oh, I know. We've been. Well, I had it. I mean, I used it until 2017 at my 18. I used it till 2018 at my big house.
So you got 14 years out of it.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, even if it was $1,000, that's only $60 a year.
Yeah. And let me, if you Trace was always a dick about how he put it away, but we bought these bags for it now.
Elizabeth, $69, new money. Sunny days, $150. Cash up, new money.
Both new money, one $160 on the new.
One's a chick, I think, right?
Both are chicks.
Both are chicks. Sorry.
Man, we're really appealing to the chicks, huh?
Sunny and Elizabeth.
Thank you so very much. So if you put it away, if you take care of it and put it away nice, Lummy, that determines how much life you get out of this tree.
Oh, yeah.
And so since Lummy's been doing it, with the exception of the first year,
which was a disaster,
and Trace was just being very disrespectful to it and just whatever. Lummy, it's my understanding that you really have to kind of baby it.
Yes, you do.
And you gotta just wiggle it it has this big base, and then you put the branches in the base.
Yeah, I've seen them construct it before.
And it has an LED, and Lummy, all the branches have LED lights on them, right? So when they make contact with the base, all the lights go on. And then I think we've bought a whole bunch of more additional lights to strand it up really nice.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
I
some
love
of the lights don't work anymore just because of how rough it was handled.
Right. So some of the lights on the branches that are supposed to automatically light up, they don't light up anymore because it's been so roughly. So for a couple years, it was just very much disrespected.
Yes.
So Lummy now has taken this over, and usually Big Red helps you with this project.
Yes. And Rhett's helped the last couple years
too.
So
maybe can we put it together and record it and make it some content?
Yeah, of course.
We usually do it as an after show.
The erecting.
Yeah.
The erecting of the Bubba.
Yeah,
Army
we got
Christmas.
Macho here too now. So.
Oh yeah. Plus, if you guys look,
do an elbow drop from the top.
If you guys look in the pantry, we got a whole bunch of Christmas lights.
Mm-hmm.
Should we put some on the outside of the building?
Oh, no. Yeah, we could do that now.
No, I mean, I like to, but I mean, is that going to look even make our warehouse look more white trash that we got.
I mean, at this point, does it really matter?
We can put them along the fence, our barrier wall.
Oh, wow, we could. Thing about it is, I'd want to keep them around year round.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, that would look nice. Yeah.
I mean, why not? Why not?
Why not? Fits in.
Anyway, we need to go back into the pantry area and inventory what we have left, because I think we have a ton of. We even have some of those hanging icicles.
Yes, we do.
Ooh, I like those.
I wonder if we could put those in the studio. Really make the studio look festive, Lummy, and run them along the spotlight rails. Right?
Oh, yeah, okay.
You see, I mean, we have rails, right?
Yeah.
So if you ran them down there, bam, 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 all the hanging icicles along with the big Christmas tree. I mean, Lummy, that's going to look great.
Let's take it to another level.
So, Lummy, you're in charge of all that, okay?
Okay.
Perfect.
I'll give it a big red.
An 86-year-old Florida man was run over by a truck driven by his son several times Saturday night and died at the hospital. Just after 8:30 Saturday, deputies responded to the R Bar in Treasure Island, Florida.
Oh, nice.
Where it had found a 2019 black Dodge Ram backed into a parking spot. Investigators say that the 86-year-old Thomas McGowan, is it McGowan? I think it is. McGowan? MC, Anna, help me out. McGeown. McGowan.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Thomas McGowan walked towards the truck and appeared to fall down in front of the truck. According to investigators, the truck then started to move over McGowan, dragging him, then reversed and moved backward several times, hitting the 86-year-old every time, then fleeing the scene. So can you imagine, like, man, I don't even know where Daddy is, and then you hit Daddy, but you don't know that you hit Daddy. So you're like, man, I think I might have hit something. Let me back up. Well, then you hit Daddy again. I'm backing up. Then you hit Daddy again and drag him down the road.
It's like a bad movie.
Yeah.
Rihanna, 25 on the cash app.
Another chick. Man, we're killing it on the chicks. Love you, girls. Appreciate you. Officials say that Mark McGowan was arrested and charged with leaving the scene of a crash involving death. That's probably some jail. That's probably 5 years at least. Wouldn't it be? I mean, would that be vehicular? Would that be vehicular manslaughter, Dan?
Yes, vehicular manslaughter, and then leaving the scene is like an 8 to 15-year kicker. But you have to know that you did something wrong.
Oh, so you're saying him being impaired, because they're saying authorities say the driver may have been impaired when the crash happened.
Hope so.
And the investigation's going on. So is that a double-edged sword where you can say, well, he didn't really know what he was doing, but he was drunk, so he was that a vehicular DUI maybe?
Yeah.
And probably a vehicular homicidal DUI.
I'm sure there's all kinds of ways they could make this really, 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 really have major, sentencing. But you're talking about an old guy that died, that was dying anyway. You're talking about a son that did not want to kill his father. The whole thing was a huge accident. I'm sure the kid will get in some trouble, but he shouldn't go to jail for 15 years for this. It's not like he was, And
if Mama's still alive, maybe Mama can come up and be like, Daddy really loved him. He really loved Daddy. There's no problems around here. This was not a vindictive, mad kind of deal. This is just a drunken mistake that we all make.
This happened in Florida, right?
Treasure Island.
No, this happened in Pinellas County. Happened over by Arlene's house.
Big E7375, 25 on the cash app.
Know where you grew up, Lummy?
No, Madeira Beach.
Madeira Beach.
Not far, though.
Pretty close.
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
they're right next to each other.
2 communities down.
The bridge.
I mean, there's a little tiny bridge separating them.
So when I return, I'm going to talk about this. And I'd like maybe you or Anna to see if we can get a hold of this woman who's now a political candidate, and make sure you tell her that she's not running into a buzzsaw of a radio host that is going to not agree with her, because I feel horrible for what she's going through, and I'm all about supporting her to the point where I'd write her a campaign contribution. She's running for a public office now because she can't get an abortion. And she already has a child, and they were trying for a second, and they got pregnant, and everything was going great until week 20. Then week 20 came along, Hopefully Dan will still be here when we return. Week 20 come along, and some real bad stuff came up to the point where the baby is going to be probably a vegetable, and because she lives in Tennessee, she can't have an abortion. So now she's going to run for office. I don't know what one person can do, but her story is very interesting, and I'd love to speak with her and send her maybe a little $500 campaign contribution, or have the Bubba Army scratch out $25-$30 for this chick to ensure the fact that she wins, because the poor little thing she wants an abortion and she medically needs one.
That's why 6 weeks is a stupid number.
Exactly.
It needs to be closer to 20.
Right, exactly. We'll talk about that next.
Wait a second. I'm getting an idea.
Compelling and compassionate?
No, wait.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, no.
More of the Bubba the Love Sponge show after this.
Tricky back. Hello, Tricky. Of knees. How are you today?
Flies. Powers, what's up? Morning, says redneck.
Morning, Skippy. Big longer Sicilian redneck. I'm excited for the early Christmas tree. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Baby.
get crazy here. Oh, look at you. Margaret Singers inserts a shot.
Larry Brocky, 25 on the Venmo. Who's your Brock? Who's your Brock?
What the hell are you doing?
Strap yourself in. The emotional roller coaster is about to start.
We will give nothing back to the academic community, as well as provide no public service of any kind.
I promise you. Now back to the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
We all have a very heartfelt reason to support our blood pressure. In fact, more than half of the U.S. population would benefit from blood pressure support. Superbeat Heart Chews, they're an easy and convenient way to support heart-healthy blood pressure, and they even promote heart-healthy energy as well. Paired with a healthy lifestyle, the antioxidants in Superbeats are clinically shown to be nearly 2 times more effective at promoting normal blood pressure than a healthy lifestyle alone. Over 30,000 5-star reviews and counting. Superbeats is the #1 doctor and pharmacist and cardiologist recommended heart chew for cardiovascular health support. It's blood pressure that you can simply trust. Support your heart health with Superbeat Heart Chews right now. Get a free 30-day supply of Superbeat Heart Chews and a full-size bag of, Dan, fill in the blank.
Turmeric.
A little bit of turmeric. Those chews are good for you as well. They help support that healthy heart. And those are valued at $25 by simply going to BubbaLovesBeats.com. That's Bubba. Again, this exclusive offer only at BubbaLovesBeats.com. Bubba Loves, plural, B-E-E-T-S, BubbaLovesBeats.com. Thank you so much. So there's this woman in Tennessee, and she is like, listen, I don't know what to do. I need an abortion, and I can't get one here in Tennessee, so I'm going to run for office. Maybe she can run for office and make a difference, huh? That's what people are really supposed to do when you run for office, is to not necessarily like the way something's going and to make a difference. And the only way you could potentially make a difference is to run. You can bitch about it all you want, but until you, kind of like Kevin. You know, Kevin ran for the right reasons because he wanted to make some changes. Last week's election results in Ohio and Virginia showed abortion rights remain a powerful issue on the ballot. suggesting women's rights are likely to continue to be a key topic for voters in many states. In Tennessee, terminating a pregnancy is prohibited in nearly all circumstances, and this has affected women like Allie Phillips, who is now running for a state office in Tennessee as a result of her experience. Phillips, here's a picture of her. She looks like she looks like a normal 28. I guess she's 28. She kind of looks like a normal. She actually looks kind of a little bitchy. Yeah. But hey, I bet you she's a great person. Certainly attractive.
Yes.
I mean, you can imagine some of the old bags that the Tennessee state representatives have. Oh my God, some white trash heel jacket. So anyway, Phillips, a Tennessee native, never imagined that she would run for an elective office. She also never thought that she'd be forced to leave her home state to obtain an abortion to end a pregnancy that was risking her life. Now, whether you believe in abortion or not, first of all, I think, in my opinion of abortion, you may not like me. Let me know we got some new women listening to the show today and gave us some money. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cash App, Venmo, PayPal at the Bubba Army. New chicks, love you. God, that is the best. I mean, when we get an actual woman to come off like a $10 bill for the show.
Oh, no.
That is so nice. Thank you. But my stance is that you should be able to have an abortion clear up until like 20, 22 weeks, because what is it, Dan? Week 24 where the baby is viable outside the body?
That's controversial. It was 26, 24 now. That's probably closer to 22 or 23, but somewhere in that 20 to 25 week period is where the fetal viability
So if I was like,
starts.
Listen, man, 20, 21 weeks, we're good. You can have an abortion. After that, all rules have to have some type of parameters. The speed limit just isn't 150. The speed limit's 55 in some places, 70, 35 maybe if you're kind of in a residential. If you're really in a residential, you could be 20. It's
based on conditions.
We all got rules.
It's based on conditions.
Our whole lives are based on conditions and rules.
Right. But the speed changes are based on conditions. Like, if there's a curve, if there's driveways, if there's people, if it's residential, and all those bets are off if the weather is bad.
Right.
So if the speed limit is 55 and you're doing 50 into 55, but it's torrential downpours with pooling water, you can still get pulled over for not traveling at a safe speed.
It's called driving not under safe conditions or something like that.
Yes, I can't remember
I don't know what it's called. Dan's not a ticket lawyer. Boy, those are the biggest hacks ever. The guys who just fight tickets all days. You call the ticket factory or something like that.
The ticket clinic?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they do a good job of getting rid of it, usually.
They do, but it's not a real sexy job.
No.
You're not doing open and arguments, depositions, none of that kind of nonsense.
Yeah, and you're doing
so
work
anyway,
for like $100.
22 weeks, something like that. There's always there's a rule and there's a starting and stopping point with everywhere. We all got conditions. Well, so I always wanted to be a mom. Philip said 28. She had her first daughter at 22 and was thrilled last November when she had found out that she was pregnant again. So, this is the best. This is the best conditions for abortion. Meaning this isn't some white trash bitch that got knocked up at 18 and didn't want the kid and the dad's a piece of crap. Now, maybe you're not even married to him and, you don't want your family. It's just, you cannot really support a kid right now. Kid ain't right for you. But, it's not risking your life or anything like that. It's probably going to grow up to be a healthy kid if you had it, but you decided to have your boy. Hey, that's on you, man. That's on you. You're the one that has to live with that, not me. My opinion does not matter on that. If you want to suck your kid out before, 22 weeks, if you live in one of these cool states, more power to you. That's your decision that I have no opinion of. I don't have the right to have an opinion. I only have the right to have an opinion about abortion when it hits home, my house, me. And thank God I've lived in some states that allowed it. I'm just telling you.
Or drove to some.
Or drove, 72 miles to one. Everything was fine. But so this woman, she's got a husband. She's got a kid. This was planned. They wanted to have their second child. Their first child, now is 6 years old, 5 years old, 6. She's 28. She had him when she was 22, so that's 6. So she's got a little 6-year-old, and her husband's like, hey, let's have another baby. So they planned, and she got pregnant. Perfect. This is not an abortion situation. This is, hey, guess what? We were trying to have a kid, and now we're having one. There are some people that get really excited once they get pregnant.
Yeah.
I'm not one of them. But some people are like Lummy, I think you and your wife were like, when you guys got pregnant with Walker, you're like, yay. Yeah. I think you guys were kind of trying to try, weren't you?
Yeah, we just started.
Right. Meanwhile, Anna, what if you got pregnant? If you got pregnant, you're going to be 36.
Well,
if you got pregnant,
36 now.
You're going to be 37.
Yeah.
Let's just be, can we do make believe with Anna?
Sure.
What if Anna gets pregnant?
Anna, we'll take care of it.
Are you having it?
Probably not.
Okay. Are you adopting it or are you killing it?
Probably the latter. Yeah. Okay. I just reached out to her campaign, so hopefully we'll hear back.
Anyway, this woman, Dan, this is the all-American initially. This is the all-American thing. We got a 6-year-old daughter. Now we're going to try for our second kid. Probably like what you and your wife did. Boom.
Exactly.
Everything was fine up until that point. Philip said her husband and her 6-year-old daughter were also very excited, but tragically, she did an autonomy scan at the 20.
How about anatomy?
Anatomy, yeah, an anatomy scan, a 20-week ultrasound, which revealed there was not enough amniotic fluid to support her baby's organ development. Phillips's baby was diagnosed with a rare brain defect called, what's that called, Dan?
I was trying to read it.
Semilobar holoprosencephaly.
Let's let a real doctor see if he can get through it.
Semilobar holoprosencephaly.
Okay.
Thank you.
That meant that the brain was only partially developed.
Right. And this is why this is what I talked about, that 16 to 20 week ultrasound where you do kind of like a final quality control. Is everything still 10 fingers, 10 toes? All the organs
amniotic
forming,
fluid.
all the, is the placenta still good? Is everything still good? This is like the last, it really, in my opinion, is like the last check before takeoff,
Right. This is, this is literally, But thank God for this check, because this check shows some catastrophic stuff. We got brain damage.
Might be stillborn.
This meant that the brain only partially develops into 2 hemispheres, according to the Cleveland Clinic, which also notes that that most of these pregnancies result in a miscarriage or stillbirth.
Which is your body's mechanism for taking care of these problems. And if it doesn't happen naturally, it's pathologic. And so these people should, by definition, be given a way to terminate the pregnancy because their body was trying to and didn't get a chance to correctly. So in my opinion, a person that is carrying a genetically or developmentally deformed fetus is in a medical state that requires abortion to fix.
Even in states that are locked down, Willie, they need to have this kicker. They need to have some wiggle room within that law that allows people that have, babies well past the time. Well, I think Tennessee's like 0, isn't it? Isn't Tennessee?
I think it's locked down.
Yeah. So anyway, but like a woman, 20 weeks, and she finds out that she's got this super rare, and the baby is going to be junk. It's like, the baby is going to be like Dale Sr.
Plan a trip to Canada, I guess, or another state. What else do you do?
Devastated, Phillips had to decide whether to continue the pregnancy or have an abortion after the Supreme Court struck down Roe v. Wade and ended federal rights to abortion last year. Tennessee was among the states that implemented a statewide abortion ban with limited exceptions. Phillips was informed by her doctor that her life was at risk, and she subsequently decided to have an abortion. But because Tennessee's ban, which forced her to leave the state, said that she said that she traveled to New York to get an abortion would cost about $5,000. We didn't have that kind of money. So we got to the point where we were looking and talking about loans just to get health care, she said. She started a GoFundMe account and an encouragement from her followers on TikTok, blah, 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 blah. She got one, right? I mean,
yeah, I think
I
it
believe
was
so.
New York.
Yeah, she went to New York.
Yeah. In the 2022, in September of 2023, Phillips joined 12 plaintiffs represented by the Center for Reproductive Rights challenging abortion bans in Idaho, Oklahoma, and Tennessee. In April, a new law went into effect that allows physicians to perform abortions for limited medical emergencies, but the plaintiffs in the case seek further clarification. They argue the state's medical exceptions to its abortion ban violates the state constitution, and they want clarification as to whether the exception allows abortions in cases for fatal fetal diagnosis.
Fetal.
Joining them, remember that 10-year-old girl from Ohio?
Yeah.
She was there was a story about a 10-year-old girl from Ohio who was sexually abused, and she had to travel to Indiana for the abortion. And then I think that the doctor from Indiana got charges brought up on her because she performed the abortion. Because I think Indiana's law is just as strict as Ohio's law.
Yeah.
And so let me look into that. But I think the woman in Indiana,
the doctor, you mean?
The doctor, I think it was a woman.
Yes, it was.
It was a woman doctor, and she performed this abortion. This woman from Ohio called this kid. I think she was 10, right?
She was 10, yeah.
She was 10, and she was raped by like her uncle.
Oh,
he was an illegal and
raped. And he was what?
He was 27.
He was 27. He rapes a 10-year-old. Ohio says, no, we're locked down on abortions. Indiana says the same thing. But I think for somehow, way, shape, or form, this kid or her got a hold of this girl, this doctor, this female doctor in Indiana, and the female doctor in Indiana sucked it right on down to zero.
I sent you the Allie Phillips's campaign video.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you want to kind of get a better look.
Does she bring abortion into it?
It looks like it. Again, I can't hear, but if you want to kind of...
Does she bring abortion into it?
It looks like it. Again, I can't hear.
So. Perfect. Is this Allie right here?
Yeah.
Let me see here. Boom. Boom. Oh, I just had it.
I'm sorry.
Oh, there we go.
It's right behind it.
Is it right behind it?
Looks like it.
Right here.
There you go. Okay.
Oh, Jesus, God Almighty. Okay, there we go. All right, thanks. Appreciate it.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Hi, my name is Allie Phillips, and I'm ready to represent you in the Tennessee House of Representatives. You know what, Allie? I'm ready for you, too.
Let's go, girl.
Oh, girl.
Hey, I'm Allie Phillips, a lifelong Tennessean and a mom. Tennessee has been my home for nearly 30 years, and I've had the pleasure of watching it grow and flourish. I wanted nothing more than to raise a family here, so you could imagine my excitement when my husband and I found out we were expecting last year. At my routine anatomy scan, we found out Miley was not compatible with life. My doctor informed me that if I chose to stay pregnant, I would be putting my own life at risk. I had to make the hard decision to terminate my pregnancy, and Tennessee law made it impossible to get it here. I flew to New York City and had to leave my 6-year-old daughter behind. I was alone in the clinic when I was told that my daughter had already passed in utero. Because of the trauma Tennessee's ban has caused me, I have been dedicating my time.
So her baby was even dead.
Yeah, I guess it was dead.
And they still
wouldn't remove it.
That's
bad,
ridiculous.
Sad.
You know what? She's gonna win. She's gonna win. This is a great story. This is a really good. This is the kind of people that need to run for office that have been affected by the stupidity and derelict of some of the people that make the laws in that state. These
Some
are the
fanatics.
These are the people that need to win. I need this woman representing me. Somebody that's got a tattoo on her inner arm that's blonde, kind of hot, and needed abortion. That's my kind of girl.
Barbaric law. I met with my representative only to find out how out of touch these politicians truly are. That is why I am now running for the Tennessee State House of Representatives, District 75. I plan to fight for my community and every single person in this state, keeping guns out of schools, access to health care, and accepting everyone, no matter who they are. I hope you'll join me in this fight to bring Tennessee back to its roots, and together we can make change possible.
I mean, she could be a little cooler on guns for me. You know, if he was really the well-rounded. I want to be the candidate. I want to vote for the candidate that says, I think you should be able to smoke a joint on the way to the abortion clinic with your adult girlfriend, with your gun. Now that's my politician, right?
Oh yeah.
I want to take my gun to the abortion clinic, getting high,
Shoot everybody up.
No,
Well, that was Florida.
I'm
That was
sorry.
Florida 2 years ago.
I want to take my gun to the abortion clinic while I'm smoking a joint.
That was Florida last year, and then
DeSantis went
ruined
frantic.
it. Yeah,
He went frantic. He wants to go after everybody, including Disney. Come on, Ronnie.
Leave the mouse alone.
Yeah, Jesus. Nobody F's with the mouse.
Yeah, we need more mice for research.
Jesus, Dan. Really?
It was a callback to COVID.
God.
Come on.
And it was dumb. Just straight, just zookeeper dumb. I should take the strap away from you. We've got to go to Brandon and figure out if, like, maybe just go to a guy's house and use his address. But Chick-fil-A, I'm going to get into it when I come back. Chick-fil-A is offering limited drone delivery.
Oh, wow.
And it's in the Brandon area.
That's cool.
They're test marketing it in the Brandon area. So I need you to do some research on that.
Okay.
Because that'd be a great content, would it not?
Oh, definitely.
Like, do they have this little drone that they bring over and they drop it? Like, how does it work? How does it work? And that's gonna mess my fries up, ain't it?
Yeah.
Dropping it from
Listen, it's better than someone assing it up on the way over to you.
And let me, if they're going those drones go kind of fast and they got that bag that they're holding, it's gonna cool it all off. My food's gonna be cold.
Yeah, it's gonna be super cold.
We'll talk about that next.
Bubba.
Throw me a phone,
Bitch. Once again, he's showing off why he received a doctorate in spin execution and control.
Yes.
More of the Bubba the Love Sponge show after this.
Goodbye, Dr. Dan. Santa.
That's right, Danny's gotta leave.
The champ is leaving.
Champ's putting his belt away and he's leaving.
He's cleaning it out.
Thanks for oil, Bubba.
You're welcome, buddy.
Bye, Dr. Dan.
Check it with every fill up.
Okay, I will.
Chat, can you guys entertain yourselves while I make your errand again? I gotta go. Abortion delivered, pill delivered by drone, someone said. Would you mind if I went to potty?
Just go take a piss.
Oh, my toots.
probably gym class. It's true.
I'm back.
Morning. FPCKY 004.
Oh.
Doesn't mind six on short chip. Stroud's looking like he's a lot better right now than Watson, Jay Chaluga. Stroud's, he didn't have that problem missing 2 years. What is it right now, obviously? Anderson Pest Pros, $10 on the cash out.
Publix fried chicken. I hear that's good.
Yeah, it is.
Would you say pub subs are better than like firehouse subs?
Sometimes. Yeah.
Jersey
It all
Mike's.
depends. It all depends on the kind of sub you eat.
Mm. Do you like that Thanksgiving one that they do?
I've never had it.
Seems to
Turkey
be
and
pretty
cranberry and
popular.
shit.
With the cranberries and the turkeys. Pub subs. Yeah, people are raving about the pub subs. I don't get them just because, like, vegetarians, like, what am I going to get? Some fucking lettuce in there and.
The following presentation has been closed captioned.
Great visual. I'll make sure of that.
Welcome to the revolution.
It's a remarkable achievement.
His perception becomes your reality.
Check this out.
Bubba the Love Sponge. Today's after show, just standard. Right where you're watching us now, you'll see the after show, all right? Fantastic. We'll start that at 10:20, hard time. Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. And coming soon, X and Kick and a bunch of other places. Once we finally get Bub Army Radio all dialed in. Let me, what would you, Operation, kayfabe? What are you thinking? Month, 3 weeks on the Operation Kayfabe? Is Rhett's available too on his prediction?
About 2-3 weeks.
2-3 weeks on Operation Kayfabe?
Yes.
Okay. Today's after show, again, wherever you're watching us now, visually, there you have it, and probably audibly as well. Tomorrow, the minute the show's over, I'm going to do a real quick 30-minute
podcast that's only available through our podcasting. And that's talking about my friend who used to blast a girl that was literally in prison. She was like, she was a guardian of the state or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like she was in custody. But he got she was on work release, and so he had this little workaround, and it's hot. It is so hot. And until she killed herself, she was super hot.
Oh, that's how that ends?
Yeah, she kills herself.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I shouldn't have probably said that.
Well,
there's the payoff for you. Yeah. That'll be tomorrow's podcast. It'll be available only in our podcasting world. That's it. And then Lummy's going to grab the mic at about 10:30, 10:40. And him and Red are going to do their little sports show, which will be available right where we are right now, right? Rumble, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, all that.
Exactly.
That's tomorrow. Call it 10:40. Friday, right after the show, Anna will be doing her show, the Anna Hummel Show. Don't know if Kevin's going to be here or not. She's got a standing invitation for him, but he, whatever. He's a mover and a shaker.
Mm-hmm.
Also, a Bubba 199. We're jam-packed, Lummy. A Bubba 199 on Friday. That's 8 to 10. I think my buddy Adam from Fender Works, the guy who finished the Crown Vic, and his lovely wife will be joining us. That's probably the only new people we'll have. But we'll have the standard, And I think you said Wizzy might come.
Yeah, that's
Is Wizzy coming?
She's
on the list?
Yep.
Fantastic. Saturday, then, of course, we'll be trekking to Florida. To Florida Man Radio's event.
Be here at 3:45.
Be here
Trust me. Just be here at 3:45.
The sprinter, the Rob Elder sprinter, will be pulling out of here at 4 o'clock. We're headed to Stogies and Spirits. It's blend at the Blend and Barrel, which we've been there about maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
It was 3.
225 West Seminole Boulevard, Unit 1108 in Sanford, and it is really a nice place.
Are you going to bring
the correct
gifts for everyone like you did last time?
I brought gifts for everybody?
Yeah, you were handing them out at the event.
Oh, you mean my standard Bubba handouts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
My standard
your Santa.
Bubba handouts to cool people only.
Yeah.
Like, Kim and Shannon.
Yeah. And us.
And even Shane, our boss, he'll take a handout.
I know.
It's my boy.
Shane's awesome.
I love him. And Stevie will be there. The Globius of Globes doesn't work there anymore.
I know. But Scott the sales pig's still there.
Scott the sales pig's still there, yes. And he's quite the pig. Hard telling what type of pay-per-view situation he'll have for a date.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it's probably
it.
The African American woman that he had, a few years ago. She was definitely, pay-per-view. She was definitely a $400 or $500 investment, and he was bragging about it. He was coming up to me and said, "Hey, for $300 or $400, yeah, I'm not taking her shopping for $300 or $400."
Was it a double X, or was there? I thought there was some conjecture that it may have been an XY.
I think it might have been. I don't quite know about that. Lummy, this Tampa Bay Chick-fil-A location now offers drone service.
Yeah.
It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a spicy chicken sandwich. The new Chick-fil-A delivery option is taking flight in the Tampa Bay area. The Brandon Valrico Chick-fil-A now offers drone delivery. The restaurant announced on its Facebook page Monday.
I've got an address within that range. We could try it out.
Really?
Yeah, I have 2 potential houses we could use that are right around the corner from that Brandon Valrico. Because if it's the one off of 60 down there by the Home Depot.
It's located at 1504 East Brandon Boulevard.
That sounds correct.
Yeah.
The use of this delivery option, customers are asked to select Chick-fil-A delivery when placing an order on the app. So you have to have the Chick-fil-A app, and then delivery distance is limited according to the post, but the restaurant did not elaborate on the drone's delivery radius. So they did not, I guess you just gotta, I gotta think if you knew the restaurant's current delivery hours are Monday through, now where's the restaurant? Oh,
1504.
It is, okay, so it's located at 1504 East Brandon Boulevard. So literally, Lummy, I got to think if you just, go to an apartment complex or whatever.
I sent you
to 104 East Brandon. Did you send me like a map of 104 East? If you can send me a map.
Well, I sent you a video of the drone.
I think it's
delivery.
1504.
It's 1504.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, my buddy and my mom, both of their houses are within
Your mom?
Yeah, my mom. Within
cool.
2 miles of that Chick-fil-A.
Oh yeah, we're going over to Mama Filthy's,
Mama J's,
and see if we can get us because we got to probably get on this fairly quick, Brett, if we want to get on the pop culture deal.
Oh, like the Barbie Frappuccino deal?
Yeah.
That you guys did?
Right.
That was awesome.
I got footage of it already.
Shut up, Anna. Tired of it.
I see his shoes there every day.
Great.
Those big pink shoes.
You should know my food's up there. My food is up there.
You imagine it just drops it.
So, Lummy, this is
Yum. Oh, that's a parachute?
Here it comes.
This is a person that has.
It does just drop it.
Yes.
Hold on. Now, but hold on. What if it was supposed to go in the other guy's, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it goes in the pool. Hey!
Hello, Chick-fil-A. Yeah, I just want to let you know, man. I ordered some Chick-fil-A and it landed in my pool. Everything's wet, ruined. Now does it leave? Hold on.
Deuces.
Now, I like to see for it to really haul ass home.
Yeah.
They can move.
I mean, that's a one. Hold on. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a 6 proper right there, Lummy.
Nice.
Usually, like most of the people that have drones have like 4. This is a 6.
Heavy duty.
This thing probably hauls nuts.
Hey, you just leave it and you go grab it.
Yeah. Rhett, like, I know you don't like to do anything, after you get out of work here, but if you could maybe go to your mom's house today and I'll give you whatever you buy, I'll pay for.
Okay.
But you're going to have to I'd like to have a little bit more in detailed than that. One, I want you outside. I want all that. But then I want you to go run up to the bag and go through the food to see how damaged it is or how if it's still hot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll do it right.
Yeah. I mean, do you want me to do it with you, or do you think do you need Lummy to help you? Like what? What do you need, buddy? Tell me.
I don't need anything.
I think you could almost do it by yourself.
Yeah.
And then
as long as I got my phone.
Too bad you couldn't train Scout to run over there and grab it and then bring it right back to you. Scout would eat it all. I heard.
Yeah, she'd grab it and run away.
I heard a rumor about Scout that she's a little food aggressive.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Merch Crick says she's pretty food aggressive. Like
she growls?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I have not once ever seen her do that.
She'll go to Bella's bowl. Because sometimes Merch Crick lets those two play upstairs.
Oh yeah, she'll definitely get up in some other dog's
Oh yeah, and
food.
so if Bella now eats all of her food before Scout comes because
she knows that little fat ass is gonna take it all.
Because it used to be Bella would eat her and when Merch Crick would come here in the morning and go upstairs to work, she'd sometimes bring Bella's morning breakfast, her food.
Yeah.
And Bella would be upstairs playing around, whatever, doing. Usually she just lays down and watches the Merch Crick, fold and pack stuff. And she would just kind of pick at her food. Well, not since the little wiener dog. The little wiener dog comes up there and immediately goes for the bowl and then growls if Bella tries to get to her own bowl. Goes. And so now Bella eats all of her food in the morning before Scout comes up because Scout's quite food aggressive.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's okay, buddy. And she's still a peer too. She pees everywhere. I mean, she's like if she was a woman, man, she would be quite the squirter. Poor little thing. How's she doing?
How is she doing?
Is she-
She's not here now. She's upstairs eating all of Bella's food.
Yeah, she is. They play together all day. And then do you notice now how worn out she is in the afternoon? Because she's been up there fighting a pit bull the entire time.
Yeah, they'll play out back, and then I'll bring her in, and she's just so tired.
You don't ever hear the bitch barking anymore. She's too tired.
That's right.
Bubba, you're hot.
Bubba-isms are the best thing in the world, man.
It's fun. It's so much fun.
Bubba the Love Sponge. We love you, Bubba.
The Bubba the Love Sponge show returns after these words.
Bubba.
Okay, perfect.
Does that work?
Yes. So tomorrow I got Paul, right?
Yes.
At 8:40.
Yep.
And then I'll have Alex on. Alex is trying to talk me out of my roast.
I think he just did one last week.
I know he did one and it was fucking horrible and said it was mean. I go, first of all, none of your people that you had do your roast work for you. And secondly, all the shit about me, there's nothing that anybody could say that I would be like, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, yeah, sure, no problem.
Oh, yeah, that usually happens.
We really like to pay attention to you, boss. Appreciate you. Fuckers.
I'm getting the interview set up.
See, you're gonna be old man.
All right, beautiful. Done. That's how I like to handle it.
Mine's
Oh, I got one more break. This looks good. I fucking vacuumed.
Does look good.
You're so third grade.
What? You farted. You farted. Can I get an elbow in the back, please?
No. Lummy, where did you get your new chair?
FT Grady Mamie.
Why didn't you tell me that?
He did.
You were the one who told me to put it together.
Oh.
It was sent to you.
Is it mine or yours?
It's the same one as yours.
Oh, but
you told me to take it.
Well, don't you think, lover, that we should maybe cut the fucking price tag off of it?
Well, yeah, it's just the instruction thing. I didn't want to ruin it, so I don't have scissors.
Can I get about 11% more?
This lots of bread.
That's what's up. Yeah. My back is looking pretty much crazy. I think you'd be impressed.
That's that lower.
Oh,
That was only 11. This is.
My erector muscles. Don't you think it's kind of hot when girls have like that really defined I mean, it's your erector muscle, but you know what I'm talking about? Like that spine that's just like, it's screaming.
I do.
Yeah, I like that look.
Especially into like a that into kind of like a fucking jacked up back with some.
Oh, you mean like this?
Yeah. Now why are we waiting, bitch, till fucking 19 left to bring this shit out? Huh?
Look at that.
Bitch. Hold on. Fuck you. We could have been driving in subs like a motherfucker for all the back marks, and you come up with 18 left. We're gonna start
Look at
fucking.
how good that looks.
No, I know. I said it looks good, bitch. Would have made us some money, but you're breaking it out with 18 left. You fucking dumb bitch. Not know how to work. That's a pop. I'm popping on that back, bitch. But my God.
Popping on that back.
Lovey, that's like bringing out your best player in the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, less than 2 minutes.
Like, what the fuck, bitch? About to get ours.
No timeouts left.
Jesus. She popped a back shot, looks good as fuck, and then where was that at 7:30 today when we needed it?
I'll try to really bring it home for the next 18 minutes.
Shut the fuck up.
What is there not to like about the show? Bubba the Love Sponge.
You guys are awesome.
And I love the sponge.
The show's cool. It's real, man.
He makes me laugh my ass off every time I listen.
I'm a full trucker effect, man, so it gets me through the day all the time.
Bubba the Love Sponge.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
We got a Bubba 199 on Friday. That's 8 to 10 exclusively on Rumble and Twitch. Today's after show visually Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, audibly, anywhere you can find us, preferably BubbaArmyRadio.com. BubbaArmyRadio.com. Don't want you going there right now and crushing it, but we are in the midst of redoing it, and man, is it looking good. We're not open for business quite yet, but when we are open for business, this son of a bitch is looking good.
Jesus.
It's got some unbelievable functionality.
Oh, they're talking about my back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Anna needed a gorilla elbow, about a 49% gorilla elbow, so I was giving her a gorilla elbow.
Yeah, I'm locked up a little.
And she has like a well-defined spine. And she was like, "Don't you like it when a girl
just put myself over
has a very prominent spine?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do."
Most people look at boobs, but when you got a good spine, that's what you got to kind of flaunt.
Anna, you could have boobs and butt, but you're just going ahead and resting your laurels on that spine, which is nice. So she says to me, "Don't you like it when a girl's got the
erector muscles,
spine
really pop.
that kind of pops?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do." And she goes, I said, "I like that tied into a nice back." And then she, all of a sudden, like she was a Chippendale dancer, she
just rips it off.
Rips off her homeless woman sweatshirt that she wears and rips it off.
You mean the one that has Bubba Army on it?
And she
Bubba
goes,
Army fleece?
She pops into a double bi, full back pop shot. And I'm like, instead of being happy and going, "Oh my God, what a nice back," I go, "Bitch, you could have, that looks great. Awesome. 2, you're waiting to pop that back at 15 minutes left in the show when you could have popped it at 7:30. I mean, we've had all-time low today, probably the worst ever. You don't think that decent
we got some new money
looking back would have really popped?
Let's try. Let's see if it works. Probably not. Let's try. Okay, let's make that money. Let's go.
Lummy, we'll see if Anna's back makes us any money or not as we ride into the sunset here.
Perfect.
I'm going to try to, by the way, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal at the Bubba Army, or better yet, let me refresh our YouTube, Lummy. And yes, Anna, your back looks good as hell.
It's pretty good. It's pretty strong.
Although I do not like the way you're lit. I know you're down 2 notches,
But I'm done trying to fight you on that. I really am. I'm not done, but I'm just disgusted by you on that. But your back. You know what? Your back pulls up the nose.
Thank you.
Your back pulls up the nose.
God bless.
Lummy, I got to see where we are on our YouTube number. Let me see.
Picked any up?
Let me see. Hold on. 99,577. Let me refresh it one more time. 99,577. This last little bit, Lummy. Tomorrow's what? Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Yep.
99,000.
End of the week. By Bubble 199, we'll have 100,000.
Yeah, but I want it before then. I want to stop
now.
I want to stop talking about it. I said, like, we hit it. 423 away.
We'll hit it.
Well, hold on. You know what, Lummy, would really make it pop? If we got a, Chick-fil-A drone drop Willie.
Oh, yeah.
From Rhett's mom's house.
So it actually, Pinecrest Printing is my uncle's company. They are right across the street from that location. They just got a brand new shop a couple weeks ago, so I'm going to do it from there.
Right. So there's no way it doesn't deliver there.
Exactly. Like, that's going to be your best shot. It's literally 500 feet away. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to film it either today or tomorrow. Probably today.
Today would be much better for me.
All right. Got it.
And then I got to measure that back wall for the backup studio, and then that other back wall for the backup, and get them to give me a step and repeat Willie. I'll give you the measurements on that, because I'm redoing that back studio. So, are you good with that? Cool? Hello, cool?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. These two here, by Anna, and I think this is relatively
close.
Minutes
from my
house. This is, yeah.
I'm here all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm very mad I missed this.
Brian from Philly,
because
$10.
you, Brian from Philly, God bless his heart.
Brian from Philly.
Slinging beta tapes out the back.
Beta tapes.
Slinging beta out the back.
He'll be here on Friday, I believe.
I think he is.
Melinda,
I think Wizzy's going to be here. I think Maria Guatemala and Johnny No Name. I think Red and Not a Fan. I think OFF.
Yes.
And her first night out. I think this might be her first night away from the baby.
Oh, wow.
Shiatine. That's what Iggy calls the kid, Shiatine. So I think Susan Poitras scheduled. Mushroom Mick.
Oh, Susie P's coming?
I think Susie
awesome,
P.
because she's also going to be at the Sanford event the night after.
Sister Girl Tease. I think she'll be there, right?
Yes.
You got who else? So just give me a final roster tomorrow if you can. Bob
the Bob Cook.
The Bob Cook. Look, he is really up. How old is Bob Cook? Is Bob Cook my age?
45.
I think he's a little bit older than you.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit older than me, but I want to be as cool as Bob Cook when
you grow up.
Yeah, when I grow up. After having been caught fully nude.
Not Bob Cook. We're shifting gears.
Bob. Although this is probably in Bob Cook's warehouse, and this is probably in his wheelhouse. Bob Cook's the man. He could probably be rolling around the same as some hot little freak. Bob Cook doesn't care if the kids can see or not. After being caught having fully nude sex on a Florida causeway in front of children and other witnesses, a woman told cops. The woman, and by the way, by white trash, I'm gonna blast my
55-year-old
scumbag ass boyfriend / friend. She's not by 55-year-old standards. She's pretty attractive.
She's not bad for being like a meth head.
This woman's 55.
And he's 61.
And she's, she's 55, and she's in the mindset that I want to be fully nude on a public causeway. He also is, I think, a registered child. And Clark, that's the guy's name.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is, let me see her.
She has a weird last name.
Yeah.
Like
her name is Sarah Fazakis.
Yeah.
And he is Robert Clark. And now she is, I think she's
Nancy.
Yeah, I think she's been
She had Klonopin on her, I think.
Yeah.
Which is, please.
Along with an exposure to sexual organs, Philakis, who's the woman, was hit with a felony narcotics charge after cops found some K-pins inside of her Altoids container. She's just trying to take the edge off.
She's trying to hand things out, much like other people we know.
All right, K-pins are nothing. But Clark, on the other hand, he's a registered sex offender who pled guilty in 2009 to a federal sex pornography charge. At the time of his arrest, Clark was a civilian
child pornography
and the Department of Defense employee stationed in Japan. A search of his work computer turned up series of illicit images of young kids. Clark admitted that he did view it for self-gratification, copying him a felony count, which records show. Clark contended that the porn images were for him to were to him in a fantasy world. He would never cross the line to hurt a kid.
And he's blasted someone his own age, so.
He was sentenced to 78 months in prison, and he was also ordered to serve a life term of probation following his arrest and custody, and he's a registered sex offender.
Oh, jeez.
I guess they were just going straight at it, like straight. Well, here they actually got a little bit more specific. They called it crack to sack. A witness discovered the pair's. The witness described the pair's encounter as crack to sack, going to town.
Wow.
While being taken into custody, she said this was always a dream of hers, having intercourse on the causeway. You know what? You can probably have intercourse on the causeway. Do they shut the causeway down at night, though?
No.
All right. You could probably have sex on the Dunedin Causeway at 3 a.m, real fast, for like 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah, but not at 9 p.m. Come on, man.
Yeah, you got kids and everything.
And he said basically the kids should be at home. Why are they out at 9 p.m.?
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Oh, that's what the guy said?
Yeah. Children should be at home and not on the causeway at that hour.
That's true.
And finally, you know what they should do to this guy? They should literally take this guy out. We need to have some Sharia law or whatever the hell it is in America. And a hand for a hand, an eye for an eye. Allow me, if a guy comes over to your house and he gets caught stealing the gas grill, what should happen?
Chop his hand off.
Chop his hand off. If a guy comes over and if a guy is successfully molesting your child, what should happen to that guy?
Chop his penis off.
Cut his penis off and kill him.
Yes,
and balls.
Well, this guy set a horse barn on fire and killed 24 horses, and they were all like high dollar. There were 24 thoroughbreds that were all part of like a horse racing kind of deal, and this guy killed.
It's really sad.
Killed 24
thoroughbreds.
They caught the guy, right?
Yeah. And all 24 horses died, and I mean, I gotta think that that's probably one of the worst ways to go is to burn to death.
Yeah.
You probably die from the smoke first, but yeah.
You think smoke inhalation probably kills you, and then you just burn up?
I think so.
Yeah. Let me responsibly ending at 54.
I know. I'm blown away.
So the affiliates can do their things and be cleared by top of the hour. How about that?
You're the man.
Yeah. We will do an after show exactly at 10:30 on all these places that you're watching and viewing us and listening to us now. See you then.
Thanks for letting me finish.
You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge,
co-host and show historian Lummox,
co-host Anna Hummel,
co-host Dr. Dan Diaco, Esquire of Council,
co-host J. Diaco, Esquire, the Spitting Cobra of Council,
Brett, the Filthy Ginger video editor.
Yeah, back here wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
The BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up Bean.
And for everything else, go to thebubbaarmy.com.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I'll repeat hello.